6 o'clock. Good morning, live from the Circus Sports at the Mint Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. Titans training camp continues as the defending Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks are in town for joint practice today at the Vanderbilt Health Football Center as they prepare for Sunday night's preseason game number 2. Practice is from 10:30 to 12:30 and open to the fans today. Head coach Robert Saleh and players will speak after practice. Sunday, the Titans do take on the Seahawks at Nissan Stadium with a 7 o'clock kickoff. The Lee Company countdown to kickoff gets you started right here on the Zone at 4 before Titans Radio pregame will take over at 6 and then kickoff at 7 with Taylor Zarzour and Ramon Foster on the call. Preseason action last night, the Raiders beat the Texans 22-20 despite a struggling start from first overall draft pick quarterback Fernando Mendoza, who threw a pick 6 in the first quarter. And the 49ers, they dominated the Chargers 41-17. 3 more preseason games in action tonight as the Steelers host the Jets at 6 o'clock, Jaguars host the Panthers at 6, and the Broncos, they host the Packers at 8. Tomorrow night, Nashville Soccer Club looks to build on their lead over Inter Miami in the MLS standings as they host Columbus Crew at Geodis Park with the 7:30 p.m. kickoff. Will Bowling on the call right here on 104.5 The Zone. Pregame gets you started at 7. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once, and you're home for the Titans and the Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
On a beautiful Friday morning in Music City, it is a big day and a big weekend for your Tennessee Titans. The Super Bowl champs are in town. Joint practice today, a preseason Week 2 matchup under the lights at Nissan Stadium on Sunday as the work continues to the dog days of camp. Welcome in. Live from Titans training camp to Ramon and Will, 615-737-1045, our number, locked and loaded on this football Friday. He's Ramon Foster. I'm Will Bowling. Kirby Allen Kirby here making the show happen. Justin Hawkins back at our 104.5 The Zone studios. And we stream it live for you on 104.5 The Zone TV, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. Good morning, Mr. Foster. How are we?
We're good, man. I feel like both of us are sprinting this morning, man, to get here. We had Kirby a little nervous this morning, but it's Friday. I just took my first sip of caffeine, and I feel like it's going to be an awesome day today, Will.
I feel fine.
You do? I feel fine as well, but I'm just like, hey, we're here. We're rushing, but I like this. So I will say I got one ailment this morning.
Okay.
That my 40-year-old knee is feeling it this morning.
Is it?
Last night did too much celebrating, man. I'm doing a freshman football game, and I woke up this morning like, what is going on with me, man? I just knew one of these days would come, where the knee just decided to just act up because I'm 40 and past job experiences too, just come up and they creep up a little bit as well.
Past job experiences is a hilarious way to describe playing for over a decade in the National Football League.
I know.
Past job experiences.
I got to go make sure I got my workers' comp together, man, just in case I got to have a surgery later. Ain't that right, Curb? See, Curb gets that right there, man. But, yeah, a little achy this morning on my right knee this morning, so I ain't going to be doing too much movement today. But we got a big action day today. Nothing stops this show. Absolutely nothing stops this show. Even more so whenever we're both turning around at the roundabout and you almost like get in front of me and I mash the gas a little bit right there. Did you hear the horses this morning?
Every time that I am driving around Ramon, you are very clear that your car can go faster than mine. Probably can. I don't know. I don't have as much need to try to like beat you to a light or a curb. That is the only area where you still treat me like a rookie. The only area. Let me just go ahead and beat Will to this X, Y, or Z stoplight or stop sign, and you get in front of me and just stop. And this was the only time that my turn radius was a little bit tighter, and so I was just waiting for you. I wasn't trying to cut you off, but you were like, hold up, wait a minute, let me just go ahead. And then you were like Usain Bolt out of the blocks, beating me to the cones when we got here this morning.
You're right. It wasn't a competition.
We were a little bit later than normal getting here. But, I mean, I come in 3-4 minutes before the show starts normally?
Yeah,
you were usually there before I am at the station. So this is normal to me. Like, I'm cool. I don't feel like I'm rushing at all. Just load everything up and log us in on 104.5 The Zone TV, and here we go.
What's crazy is I knew it wasn't a competition. Like, I got this big old truck, okay? And Will's got a mid-size SUV. And your turn radius, as you said. In my mind, though, I was like, he can't cut me off right now.
I wasn't going to.
Let me show him what these horses sound like. I already had it in sport mode, too, man. So I was just like, let's go ahead and crank this bad boy up a little bit, man.
I never used sport mode.
You don't?
That's what it sounded like, actually. It's precisely. That is also what it's like just driving to the facility this early anyway, because so many players are getting here early as well.
That's true.
There are plenty of players who beat us here.
Yeah, it is.
Like Cam Ward's probably been here for 30 minutes.
Yeah,
I don't know that. I'm just assuming based off of a past experience.
It was. Tina says it. Congrats, Ramon. So thank you, Tina, for that. No, it's probably somebody asked me about the game last night, though.
Yeah, you are 1-0 as a freshman football offensive line coach.
Yeah, we are 1-0, man. Our
that's
coaches,
well done by you.
Yeah, man, our coaches did a real good job. Like, exciting game. I will not name or disparage the team whatsoever because it was a real good game, but it was a Sumner County rivalry game, and they are a really good team. They got some really good athletes on the other side, man. It was a back and forth again in a freshman football game, man, it was exciting. The same way we ended the 8th grade season is the same way we started the 9th grade freshman football team, man. And we go up early 7-0 in the first quarter. They actually go up 10-7 going into the it was 14-7, and then we ended up kicking a field goal driving down. I was like, coaches, be cool. Hey, listen to me. We can kick a field goal here, and we get the ball after halftime. We can double score this thing, man. And it was 14-10 going into halftime. We're down. And we start the first half. Well, oh, my gosh, here I am optimistic. I ripped my offensive line at halftime. I'm like, these parents, man, they're going to be praying for me when we go to church on Sunday, man, because I was over there just letting the kids have it. And we're not walking to the line of scrimmage. We finished every single block. You guys better quit acting like we don't work on the things that you guys have had issues with. Like, I was livid because I'm up top, like, giving feedback to the coaches. Me and another coach were.
Oh, they put you up top.
Yeah, just watching stuff. Okay. I like it that way. Same way we are at practice. Yeah,
nice.
I'm up top, and I kind of like it. Hey, we should do this, do that. Hey, watch this, and I'm yelling.
So it sounds like you're as much run game coordinator as you are offensive line coach.
Defensive scouting and everything. Do you hear me? But
I don't know why I'm acting surprised, but all right.
You want to hear what's funny? After the game, I had the parents of kids that I've coached before, and like a lot of these boys I know. After the game and we win and stuff, and one of the parents was like, we knew you were about to rip the boys at halftime too. I said, good. Okay, just know it's coming from a great
Your reputation
place.
Precedes you.
They knew that the boys were about to get it, and my son included, had to get it. Do you hear me? Nobody's spared whenever we have a certain standard that we play football by. But we're down, come out the second half, dog, and we had a first. You want to hear crazy down and distance?
I would love to.
A first and like 45.
First and 45. Okay. What's that, first and Gallatin?
Yes, it was. Okay. And also throw Castelia Springs in there as well. All right. It was.
How does that happen?
Well, we started off, got a first down running the ball. Then we had a false start.
Okay.
My son.
So first and 15.
Center, and he puts his hand on the ball, pick it up. And 5 yards back, and then we end up getting another 5-yard false start on somebody.
First and 20.
Then we had a holding call.
First and 30.
And then we had another 5-yard penalty.
First and 35.
And then we had another delay of game.
All right, first and 40.
Yes.
Wow. It's week one for everyone.
Exactly.
How many times are we going to hear that over the next couple of days? It's week one for everybody out there, remember, including us.
Oh.
Okay, it's first and 15 here for the insert team name here as I make a funny golf joke here comparing my golf game to a broadcast, okay?
And I had a coach.
Especially this week one of NFL broadcast. I just summed up for you.
I knew he was kind of rolling right there. And I knew we were in the situation. What's crazy, we ended up having to punt the ball. We turned the ball over. Next thing you know, one of our players had blood, but he didn't tell anybody on the sideline. We played with 10, man. That quarterback threw one right down the seam where our safety should have been at. They go up, what was it at that time, 20 to 10 at that point in time.
So it came back from down double digits.
Yeah, we did.
Well done.
I told them just be cool. We started just marching the ball. We scored, and then they scored quickly again. And at that point, We just marched it down. We spent we had the ball with 9 minutes left in the fourth. We walked it all the way down to like 52 seconds. Yeah.
Well done.
Ended up ending the game, man. One of our, your boy, ended up having a big play at the end of it. Garrett.
Boy, Garrett. Well done, kid. You done good, kid.
I was thinking, send Garrett. Garrett got to go get him upfield. He ended up getting a offensive holding call on their team, but we intercepted the ball anyway.
Okay.
And, it was exciting, man.
Well,
Again, the opposing team is a really, really, really good team. Their coaches, I respect the heck out of them. They had the boys ready, man. They took advantage of us in certain situations. They got a kid on their team, number one, man. This kid can play ball. You can see what he can be. If they're smart, they build that team up around that kid, man. That kid he's nice, and the quarterback is too. So, real good stuff last night. But I also won our race this morning between me.
Wasn't a race. Wasn't a race. Hopefully. Today is the kind of day where we learn what the Titans could be. Titans and Seahawks today. What are you watching for in joint practices?
Secondary. Today is one of those days, man. How they defend Jackson Smith and Jigba. I think that's going to be paramount who they put on him, man. Let me look at the rest of their roster, too. They got a plethora of players. They got a young rookie running back as well. I want to see how the D-line does against him. This is going to be a good matchup, man. 3HL asked me yesterday, what would my mindset be against this group? And I say offensively, don't play around. You're offensively against their defense, there's stuff I think the Titans can really capitalize on in these practices. Hey, work on your run game. They got some real good rushers on the other side. We can't have this be a fight night. I know Fight Club is not to be spoken of. We're speaking about it today. You will not, under any circumstance, put yourself in a position to be kicked out of practice, because we saw how that looked afterwards when Dan Moore and Austin Deckles went out last week. So offensively, stay in tune to what the goals are. That is using this practice as a very competitive edge to get ready for the season. And I think that goes for Cam, that goes for the OL, the running back, wide receivers, and tight ends, man. Everybody's got something. I feel like this team, defensively, the Seahawks can present to you that you can work on today. I ain't saying not be aggressive, but we're not doing the fighting today.
Well, they're going to walk it up to the line, not go over the line, the way Robert Saleh talks about.
Love it.
How important of a day is today for Cam Ward?
Man, I want to put it up high, but it's practice. But it should be game simulated. It's that level of importance to me, Will, when it comes down to finding the opportunity to execute. You're in practice, you can't get sacked and stuff like that, but as far as timing, knowing how your wide receivers figuring out how to break away from DBs when they have that opportunity, and it will be a lot of the smaller things too, like selling out your selling out the play action whenever you have to in those moments, just working on in-game stuff, as close as you can get to simulating not being sped up in the stadium. It should happen in a day like today. If you're going at the pace of game day right now, well, yeah, it's very important, because I don't know if with them being the world champions, defending world champions, do they have a desire to play their guys in the game?
Probably not.
Exactly.
Probably not.
So, yeah, it's mildly important, very much so.
I think it's maybe equally important to Sunday's preseason game, to be honest with you. Today's not the kind of day where we want to be leaving practice saying, well, maybe Cam's working on stuff. Maybe he's experimenting and tinkering with different things that he can get away with. I think you lose that privilege a little bit more when you play the way that you did in the first preseason game.
Yeah.
And the way things looked last Thursday in Santa Clara, there needs to be now a response where he's cleaner on simple stuff. Dan Orlovsky had a good film breakdown on Twitter yesterday, just saying, of any week one preseason performance, I was most worried and disappointed in the way that Cam Ward played, because he's missing simple stuff. There's not eye discipline. We're not taking what the defense is giving us on these plays, and bad habits are popping back up. Doesn't undo the good things that he did, in my opinion, over the last 9 weeks of the season after the bye last season. But I would like to see that version of Cam in a very real way over the next 2 times that we get to see him, today in joint practice and then on Sunday night under the lights in Nissan Stadium.
Man, I know we're talking heads, but you got national talking heads like Dan Orlovsky saying that.
We're not saying it just to be talking heads either. I mean, I think we're pretty honest in our approach to this.
No doubt, and that's the point I'm getting is is not just in-house that people are looking for an answer for him, right? I'm sure his teammates, his coaches, even he, more than anybody else, he's looking for those answers.
But no one's harder on Cam Ward than Cam Ward.
Absolutely.
We're not saying anything that he hasn't told himself or that Brian Daboll's told him over the last
No doubt
week.
about it. And I think the way he's got to approach this, he has to have a positive response.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm looking for on a day like today, a positive response to one or two areas of his game from this previous week that he's working on. If it's like Dan said, good eyes, good feet, layups, air quotation marks, make those types of plays,
615-737-1045 is our number. Live from the Vanderbilt Health Football Center. Joint practice coming up today in 4 hours between the Titans and the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks. We've got headlines for you when we come back, including an update on the health of one key player early in the Titans schedule. We got that for you coming up next. Ramon Foster, Will Bowling, Ramon Will on a 104.5 The Zone.
Get ready for the one epic engagement ring event at Genesis Diamonds. You've been hearing about it. Now it's here. It is this Friday, which is today, Saturday and Sunday. Genesis has flown in their entire collections of both Tacori and Verragio, the two most sought-after bridal designers in the world. Hundreds and hundreds of rings, all new styles, and during this once-a-year event, you get special incentives and savings up to $5,000. You know the names to Verragio, handcrafted by true artisans and unmatched attention to detail. Tacori, also exquisite rings known for their hidden detail and timeless beauty. These are the finest American-made rings, distinctive, stylish, and handmade. Other jewelers are not even allowed to carry these premium brands, but Genesis has them and will be showcasing the entire collections at this event. Genesis is also fully stocked with all new shipments of GI certified diamonds in every shape and size direct from the cutters, so you can create your perfect ring from the ground up. So you can enjoy a special event incentives like 0% interest financing, up to $5,000 in savings. It's 3 days only starting today, Saturday, and Sunday at Genesis Diamonds. They're located in Green Hills and Cool Springs.
Live from the Vanderbilt Health Football Center on this Friday morning. Welcome in to Ramon and Will. Glad you're with us. Big day and big weekend for the Titans as they prepare for a Week 1 battle with the New York Jets in Nissan Stadium. And I am more confident today, Ramon, that Geno Smith is going to be the quarterback than I was yesterday. Still seemed always like the most likely scenario. But yesterday, SNY's Connor Hughes reports that Geno Smith will start tonight's preseason game for the Jets against the Pittsburgh Steelers, saying he will only probably play a series or two, but it's confirmation over the soreness in his foot that held him out last weekend. He would have reportedly played through the injury during the regular season. It was never believed to be very serious. However, he is 35 years old, and Cade Klubnik looked kind of okay in the Jets' preseason debut last week. It does feel like it will be Geno Smith back healthy enough again, unless things get worse tonight, to play against the Titans in a couple weeks.
That's what I was going to say. Now, hold up now, player. I know that team up there in the Western PA, man. They might actually put Geno out. Don't count on him being there, Will, until after this game is done. He got 2 series. He better be handing the ball off if I know T.J. Watt the way I know T.J. Watt. But no, on a serious note, though, he'll be safe. He probably just want to throw the ball in the stadium, feel what it feels like to stick his foot in the ground if it is a foot issue, and just get that feel of having a dress rehearsal type game, man. Geno's a savvy guy. The one thing that he has to watch as the, I guess, starter and waiting for this Jets team is Cade Klubnik. And I say that for this reason. Like, a lot of the times I feel like you follow the money on these type of situations right here. Geno's only making 3.3 as far as I saw his salary be reported. Like, that's not a guaranteed starter role for a quarterback at his age on a team like that, especially when a team is looking for the best opportunities to win. And if it's Cade Klubnik, I can see Geno just being pushed to the side. Now, starting off Week 1, We'll see as far as that goes because, again, Aaron Glenn, and I hate to put him under the microscope like this, but it's important for him.
I think he's put himself under the microscope with the way that he's managed everything in New York.
Yeah, no doubt. Like, I don't know if I'd be betting my doggone job on Geno Smith. Like, I hate to put it that way at this age with how he played last year as well. Like, there was nothing good that came out of his play, I felt, with the Raiders.
Well, what better options did they have?
Which is, again, why I would probably just say, you know what, if I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out with a blaze of glory with putting a young fella in there then.
I think that will be the mentality. I just don't think it's going to be the Week 1 mentality.
Understood. Geno's, he can be a calming force. The thing that he has to do is keep those critics quiet, man, when it come down to his play because he's in New York. I can't imagine what that media is like if he goes out and crap the bed, even in a preseason game.
It's true. That's true. I mean, and they don't owe him anything other than a shot, right? I mean, to your point, like $3.3 million. It's his second go-around in New York. The haters called, and he didn't call back. What is it? They wrote him, but he didn't write back, was what he said famously after a Monday Night Football win in a post-game interview. We'll see. I think Cade Klubnik is probably playing quarterback for the Jets by the end of October.
That's what I was going to say, most of the year, right? It'll be his show. Again, number 1 pick this year is probably going to end up being them or
Cardinals,
Cleveland?
Dolphins.
Dolphins, Cleveland.
I'd say it's probably one of those 3.
Not you, but like we throw Malik into this conversation. I wonder what kind of fight he will have in Miami. He's not the topic. We don't play him this year or anything like that. But in the position that he's in with a lot of new money, new opportunity, like he is the known starter for this team. But I think we all know they're planning behind him. Heck, his ownership is almost allegedly paid a coach for losses.
Better the Dolphins than us, man. Malik Willis to me is the kind of quarterback. Whereas it is a non-negotiable. You have to have above the line offensive line play.
No doubt.
And if you don't, it's going to get really interesting. And I think it's going to get really interesting in Miami. I think they are setting him up for failure. New head coach who's never managed any of this before. Jeff Hafley may end up being a really good NFL head coach, and I'm not saying he's a bad one today. I'm just saying that there are so many unknowns for a team that has done more selling and giving assets away this offseason than it has adding
No doubt.
Because they are actively trying to build through the draft as well, and that's the smart way to do things.
Man, when you look at the situation of Malik, man, you just got to tip your cap. Because, again, who would have ever thought in his situation that he'd grow into this era where he was a signed starter free agent for $20+ million?
No, good for him, man.
That's a heck of a story.
He has done a really good job to remake his career since he left here.
But they're not doing a good job.
But this is a different kind of challenge.
Yeah.
This is you don't have Matt LaFleur anymore. You don't have the Packers offensive line anymore. You don't have the Packers weapons anymore. I mean, so many questions about whether or not he can sustain good moments in Green Bay into consistent play in Miami.
Because that's what I was going to say. Like, this is his show.
I'm not super optimistic.
Yeah, like, and that's the part about it. Like, everybody loves the backup until the backup got to be the forefront on I mean, be the leader on this one. And that's where it gets a little tricky because that was Jordan Love's team, you know, as far as Green Bay was concerned. And
it's Matt LaFleur's team, too.
Yeah, no doubt. But I'm interested to see how he handles it. Like I know the fighter spirit take you a long way, but if you're on the trash team, Will,
the other team gets paid too.
Yeah, it's a losing
fighting
fight.
Spirit only gets you so far.
It does, man. But congrats to him again. I know we spoke about him, but what a heck of a pathway he's gone.
I'll give him 1.5 years as a starter there before they got somebody else in there.
That's all that contract is.
Yeah, I mean, it may just be a year.
Hey, dog.
If he can survive 1 year,
sign me for 44. You see what I'm saying?
I don't think that's going to go very well for Malik, unfortunately. But he'll get paid. He earned himself an opportunity, and that's all you can ask for.
You know the one good thing he got? Jets in the AFC East.
A must-win game.
That's what he got. He got the Jets, baby. So the rest is up to him. The Bills and the Patriots won't be nice to him.
There is a developing story in college football that is also an NFL story because there are 16 players who were granted a temporary restraining order against the NCAA on Thursday who are returning to college football for a 5th year of eligibility. Charles Bediako walked so Jack Pyburn and a bunch of other guys could run. Now, Jack Pyburn is currently a Tampa Bay Buccaneer and had 2 sacks in their most recent preseason
That's
game.
a real good preseason game.
He is now in the transfer portal. Well, he's not specifically in there, but a bunch of players could return thanks to a Louisiana court ruling. Ole Miss defensive lineman Xavier Harris, he's in the portal. Safety Wyatt Williams, tight end Daquan Wright, who also entered the portal. JMU, go Dukes, linebacker Trent Hendrick. Oregon State running back Anthony Hankerson. Junior Tui Halamaka, defensive lineman for Notre Dame. South Carolina safety DQ Smith. SMU running back TJ Harden. Amongst those who could be playing college football again this year. What are we doing?
Man.
What are we doing?
I was listening to you, but I wasn't trying to remember none of them non-cons names right there. Do you hear me?
Non-con?
Yeah, non-competing guys' names right there. You hear me? Them Rudy Poos, okay.
They may be competing in college football again this year.
This is the dumbest, softest thing I've ever heard of in my life. You chumps aren't good enough to survive an NFL training camp, so you want to go back to high school and play with the kids. You know how silly you look to leave an NFL training camp like after declaring for the NFL? Oh, so you thought you were good enough. I'm on my soapbox. Y'all forgive me for this. Oh, so you declare for the NFL, got in the training camp and realized, like, oh, there are people better than me, so let me go back to college? You know how dumb you look, though? Like, it is to me, and the coaches that want to sign these guys, I don't care if the Vols sign a guy like that. I'm going to have the same sentiments about this because this ain't what college is supposed to be about. The judges, let's start there. Like, the players, I get it. This is an opportunity to go earn because you got more experience to go help a college team that is willing to pay you. I get it. And you know what? Life sucks sometimes. Life is hard, Will. Paying bills is hard. Do you hear me? Being on your own is hard. So let me go back to college. That is the softest thing I've ever heard in my life. I feel like I need to also apologize to Savage and his basketball friends because I dogged college basketball for doing this with the Bediako situation.
It's not just basketball.
I know. This to me is not what the game is built on. For the guys in our era, and yeah, I'm going back in my day, if you didn't make it, you went to the workforce. Heck, Enterprise was hiring anybody out of college that had a little bit of work experience.
They'll pick you up.
They will pick you up and your degree. Go work at the airport enterprise for all I care, man. Like, you are in the way of a bunch of guys who are seeking real opportunities because you failed in college. The one guy had 2 sacks and chooses to go back. Oh, my God.
He can make more money.
That is. I for the life of me can't believe. And here's the other thing. I'm judging the players because, hey, no, okay, but it's the judges. It's the lawmakers who are allowing this side. Whose child did you consider in these situations right here? I'm going to put an injunction so you can go back to college. Like that, we will allow all of this, but we won't give free education in college?
Well, how about this?
Oh, my
We'll
gosh.
allow all of this, but we won't let Arian Carter play the first 2 games of the season because he had a $500 flight for an NFL visit when he thought he was going to be a prospect before he knew he had a big injury and had money that he paid back. Like, Tennessee, just play Arian Carter, man.
Just do
What
it.
are they really going to do about it?
Not a thing. Not a thing, Will.
I mean, it's not like they can ban you from the playoff. The NCAA doesn't run the playoff.
That's what
The College Football Playoff Committee. And the playoff is its own entity. What are they really going to do to you if Arian Carter comes out there for the first snap against Furman?
You know what I would almost say to this point, to the kid from the Saints that got suspended for PEDs, Scott Steiner's son. I forget his name. The suplex the kid that practiced with the Saints. He should go back to college. Evade the doggone NFL suspension and re-enroll in college at this point, because the NCAA clearly can't do anything about nothing when it comes down to regulating what college sports are these days. You know what? Send Caitlin Clark back to college, okay? So, might as well go and send Angela Reese back as well. Like, this to me, like, when you're in an NFL training camp and you go back to school. Like, it was one thing with us bragging on, like, Lenora Sellers saying, man, I won't be taking any classes. I can get that I've graduated and I'm not taking many classes.
Rocco Beck said yesterday he still doesn't even know what his academics are going to look like.
I ain't even tripping
this season. Yeah.
We got bigger
at Penn
fish.
State. I know. So they haven't decided what program he's going to take yet.
I feel
August
like
20th.
I'm complaining about this, but, like, it's just dumb.
Well, you're complaining for good reason. I mean, I don't blame you.
Right now with the SEC having a cap on scholarships and stuff like that, right, as far as how many walk-ons, like, everybody's on scholarship right now. Like, this takes away from somebody maybe that was in high school that deserved a situation to walk on a team to contribute. You want to go with these former pros, and I feel like that, to me, is the silliest thing that I've heard. And the coaches that almost allow it, they got to reconsider themselves too, because I know it's job security involved in it, but come on.
Well, and it gets tricky because there's a lack of clarity in the SEC's interconference transfer rules applying or not applying right now, because we're not really in a transfer portal window at the moment. Like, those rules were set for a spring window that doesn't really exist anymore.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's really no precedent for players transferring in August and being able to play in late August or in September. And the market has dictated some of this as well, because the UDFA guarantees that these players are getting, in some cases, are significantly less than what they would earn in name, image, and likeness if they did go back to college. Wyatt Williams at Arizona and Jack Pyburn in Tampa both have $100,000 salaries. Williams got a $10,000 bonus. Pyburn got a $15,000 bonus. They're making more than $115,000 if they go back to college football. The tight end, Daquan Wright, just making $50,000 during training camp. $25,000 bonus from Philly, a $25,000 salary from Cleveland. This is all from Spot Track and Mike Giannetti on Twitter. TJ Harden, the Cleveland running back, same thing. $25,000 bonus. Anthony Hankerson, the Miami running back, just got a $5,000 bonus.
And you
go back to school, just the price of a scholarship to go to school is more than that for all of them except Pyburn and Williams. Heck, if they went to Vandy, it's getting up there towards six-figure tuition. Like, you could just go to school and get a free ride, and you're almost making that money.
No doubt about it. And here's the other part, though, too. J. Lou asked in the chat, as far as, like, guys getting, paid, will they have to pay back that money? Like, usually the NFL, when they sign you, they cut you, they don't have you pay back that money. But as far as, like, NCAA rules, there should be some, like, type of repayment, because here's the other part about training camp. We also get camp checks. like the checks when I was playing were like $1,200 a week or something like that, something that's sustainable to keep you, and pay you for your services, whatever the case may be. Camp checks are distributed as well, and that's a form of payment. And also these guys, some of them have probably got fronted money from agents and also have agents. Like they are getting, or trying to say with the Arian Carter situation, is it because the agent paid his flight? Like, that is by far the silliest thing that I've heard of. And how can you also get a signing bonus, get camp checks, but also leave training camp and go back to college as an amateur again? There was once a time when you declared to be a pro, you are no longer an amateur in these situations right here. And that's the most bothersome part of it to me is there is no blurred line anymore. You just walk across the bridge now.
People don't want to challenge themselves anymore. What are we teaching young football players? Hey, if things are tough, just go back to college.
Just go back to college.
Zach in the chat made a good point. Like, what if you finished your first week of kindergarten? You're like, I need to go back to pre-K. Like, imagine you do your first hard class junior year of high school. You know what? I liked regular algebra. I want to go back to sophomore year.
You know what, though? I have no fault to anybody that does it. I get why you do it because boys are immature. But what the holdback kids, like in like 8th grade, the 7th grade holdback, like I know a lot of people that do it and it's more normalized now, but even holding a kid back from the 7th to the 8th grade so they can repeat, so they can be the older kid competing, you know, maybe they're not mature or for athletic reasons.
But how much does that happen after classes have already started in the 8th grade?
I mean,
do you go back to 7th grade a month into being in 8th grade? Like that's more what this is like.
I know
this isn't a normal holding the kid back situation.
Yeah, that's true. But like that's sports have dominated our lives in such a way and controlled, I guess, our social engagement when it comes down to athletics. And it's also expensive. And you also trying to make as much money as you possibly can in today's world that we have just learned to accept certain stuff. Like it, and me, again, I come from an old school way of just like you play your age, you stay in your age, and hey, if you are behind, eventually you'll catch up. These dudes are doing the exact same thing right now. They feel like they're behind as being young pros, so let me just go back to college. And I know the money component's a part of it as well. And it's hard leaving college with zero work experience, hardly any money, and walking into the real world. But if that's the case, I feel like I need to sue the NCAA as well. Like they left us. I know so many of my teammates who are not in, I ain't gonna say bad situation, but not the greatest because we went to school and did football. This scholarship that they told us was gonna be a connection and a wealth of just abilities to earn. A lot of these dudes don't have that, and that's where I'm looking at them and saying, hey, let's go back to 2004. Y'all owe us at this point in time. Like if we're doing all of this,
I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. 615-737-1045 is our number as we wrap up hour number one. Last night, a lot of Tennessee fans got a chance to look into the future. We'll talk about what they saw coming up next. Are you thinking about getting into the trades or ready to take your skills to the next level? Hey, it's Will Boldig. Lee Company is where real career growth begins. Lee Company is hiring skilled tradespeople in HVAC, plumbing, electrical, sheet metal, and more. With 80-plus years in business, Lee Company takes care of their people with competitive pay, great benefits, free training, and advancement opportunities. You can apply today at leecompany.com/careers. That's leecompany.com/careers for a place that is a multi-award winning great place to work. Lee Company has over 1,800 team members across their 16 community locations. They're here in Tennessee, they're in Kentucky, Alabama, and Georgia as well. And Lee Company is involved in the community. You've probably seen their signage or their folks out at Little League events, high school sports, local events, and they're proud partners of the Tennessee Titans, Nashville Predators, and Chattanooga Lookouts as well. So if you're ready to take your career to the next level, Head online and apply today at leecompany.com/careers. That's Lee Company, all you need.
Go the pros go. Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. Will Bowling, joined by my friend Trey Hartsook. Trey, you guys have parts, products, advice, service, everything people need to make sure they've got the best looking lawn in the neighborhood. How can you all help the Middle Tennessee community?
Hey, Will, something we've really tried to do here at Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply is make the average homeowner be a guy that if they really want to have a great lawn, they don't have to really do the research, do the things. We do all that on the front end. If you want to have the best lawn in the neighborhood, is come on down to a Dickens Turf and Landscape. Even if you don't know anything, man, we have guys that come in here all the time. All they want is a green lawn. They're not agronomists. I want my yard to be nicer than my neighbors. We promise you once a month, if you'll come see us, we'll get you what you need. Doesn't matter whether you have 0.3 of an acre or 33 acres. We have the product for you to put in your hand that you can go apply, and you can just enjoy the experience. You just want to come in and talk turf grass, we'd love to do that with you, get you on a turf plan, get you headed in the right direction. We're conveniently located all over Middle Tennessee. Got locations in Nashville, Hendersonville, Murfreesboro, Bellevue, Brentwood, Lombard, Mount Juliet, and Franklin. If you can't get a hold of us, check us out online, DickensSupply.com.
So last night, Tennessee fans got a glimpse of their future. As Ramon Will continues, wrapping up hour number one. Baylor beats Brentwood Academy 38-20 on ESPN2 last night in one of the longest high school football games I have ever watched in my life. In fact, since we started the show this morning, there have been 5 more penalty flags thrown in that game. DGG, Ramon, legit.
Yeah.
25 carries, 173 yards, 78 receiving yards, and 3 touchdowns. I was impressed with how many different ways that Baylor used him last night. I was blown away with his ability to just always stay on his feet despite being knocked hard.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to look back, actually, and think, wow, BA did a pretty good job on him because 173, holding him to 173 is pretty good. I'm dead serious considering he ran for over 400 yards against Macaulay last year.
Yeah.
For a guy that actually played all 4 quarters in this game, which doesn't often happen as many times as Baylor is mercy ruling teams in this state, 173 playing 4 quarters is maybe a little bit lower than I think a lot of people expected. He is legitimately that good.
But then you mentioned 173, and it's just like on the ground plus catch.
Plus 78 through the air. That's the thing that impressed me most was how good his hands are and how good of a wide receiving option this guy is.
I feel like like myself and a lot of players, like we hear this type of stuff about a guy like DGG, and it's just like, yeah, whatever. He's playing against a bunch of nincompoops, you know?
Not last night.
No, and not in his scrimmage against Buford.
Number 1 team in the country, according to ESPN.
You see him do certain stuff, and I was looking at his Instagram post that everybody's posting right now. And some people are just of the mindset, well, he won't be able to do that in college. And, like, maybe not all of it, but you will see bursts and spurts of that type of stuff happening because, like, we've seen guys that have been world-class, like speed guys that go from high school to college, and next thing you know, they're doing the exact same thing. Like, that's what you recruit on. That's what you are scouting them for is for those moments right there. And, yeah, college will be a little bit more difficult. But you can't say that his ability to rise to the occasion and beat the best of the best in high school can't translate while also trying to facilitate a team that to help support him that he can contribute to. Like, that's one thing that the Vols are in a position to do right now. Like, that's why so many people I feel like I would say, speaking about 2027 as well, when you get a unique guy like him, you also have the ability, if you want to bring back a eligible Deshaun Bishop as well. You know, like, I want to make sure we put the eligibility out there as well.
He's still got years left.
He's still got years left. I think this is just number 3 for him, if I'm not mistaken. So that's why you look and want to recruit. That's why also will, man, like, these athletes see this type of player and want to come play with this type of player as well.
I thought that in the first half, BA actually did a great job of bottling him up. I think he only had about 55 to 60 rushing yards in the first half. It was a Derrick Henry-esque performance in that as the Brentwood Academy defense was starting to wear down a little bit, he heated up.
Yes.
And as they sustained more drives and the Baylor defense got more quick stops, or even if they weren't getting quick stops, like BA scored on the first play of one drive after a 6-minute Baylor drive. BA scores on an 80-yard touchdown pass to Keyshawn Bowman, another Vol commit, who had a good night last night. And you're thinking, did BA score too quickly? Like, they talked about it on the broadcast. Like, it sounds weird to say, but they need to give their defense a little bit of time to rest right now because they are exhausted trying to tackle this guy. And you look up and they're showing stats and he's got 150 on the ground. Like, it was a really impressive performance. I was blown away with his ability to catch and run. I mean, his first run of the game, Ramon, he flipped over a defender, stayed on his feet, and kept running.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, it was pretty awesome. There were a ton of highlight plays, and Vols fans very good at clipping even like the 5-yard runs. Like, look at his feet on this 5-yard run. Like, I wonder if Joseph Bonanno's got one of these burner accounts. Like, oh my gosh, look at this 4-yard run by DGG.
Whoa.
But honestly, it's deserved because the guy really is that good.
No, I can't imagine how 3HL's group chat was with Zeph. I know he was texting him like, I can't wait till Savage get here to tell me how
9:20 as
insane-
always for his weekly.
Yeah, how insane Zeph Tex is going to be, man. And he'll be here today, I'm sure, too. But, like
a kid with a crush.
Yeah, seriously.
And I don't blame him.
He
I don't blame him one bit.
That first run that he had where he put his hand in the ground looked like the Lithuania breakdancing woman from the Olympics. Like, he made a move like that, put his hand in the air, feet in the air, and touchdown and ran again. I thoroughly enjoyed watching it because that level of balance, like, when you mention these types of players making these types of moves, like, some of the stuff that happens you don't even train for. Like, that's the instinct that you're looking for. It's just like when coaches tell you, man, you got it. Like, what is it? Like, watching him last night, like,
he has it.
That was it.
He's got quick feet, too, for a guy his size.
Yeah, that first stutter step over 27 on the left side of the defense, he broke.
Who had a nice night, too. He had a sack in the game. I would love to see a rematch between these two teams. I think we probably will in the state title game. I think these are the two best teams in the state. Boy. And I'd like to see what happens if Brentwood Academy doesn't have a false start on the 1-yard line on 3rd and goal, and they're able to match those scores with Baylor a little bit. And it was a fun game. Really fun. I mean, those two teams are juggernauts, and he still is running for 178. I thought Kenny Simon had a really good game, too. He had a couple one-on-one tackles on DGG. Yeah. The problem was then when they would put DGG out wide and throw it to him lined up as a wide receiver. Those poor defensive backs, man.
Boy.
Imagine being a defensive back in high school, and you've got, I mean, it's syllabus week, so things aren't that bad right now, but, like, you're doing calculus, you're doing U.S. history, you got a big test the next day, you're 170 pounds sopping wet playing defensive back, and all of a sudden here comes David Gabriel George just running down the tracks.
You want to hear what's crazy about this entire conversation?
Uh-huh.
We ain't even mentioned the most famous player on the doggone field.
Who's that?
Lil Manning. I mean,
yeah, Marshall Manning had a completion. He did.
Basically.
I thought it was interesting. The broadcaster said Eric Kimry wants to get him reps. I was like, they got a 6'5" Ole Miss commit at quarterback. Why do they want to get him reps? And then his first throw, you kind of understood. Rolled out to his right. Yep. Looked a little bit
low.
Like Pops, who wore number 16 in orange.
He ran like him, didn't he? Sprint out.
The throwing motion, like, it is kind of eerie. Like, no, that's just a mini Peyton.
It really
I'm not putting that expectation on him. And the poor guy, like, that is the downside to growing up with the last name that he does, is he's going to always get compared. I just mean this in terms of literally his mechanics.
Yeah.
He looks like a miniature Peyton Manning in the way he cocks back and throws the football. I mean, he's got a really good delivery.
You can't run away from genetics.
No.
That's all I'm saying.
No,
it's like he's probably more athletic than his dad was. But, like, when you watch him run, hold the ball the way Peyton did it,
you're exactly
and deliver
right.
it, I was just,
100%.
That's Peyton Manning is what it was.
Matthew on YouTube chiming in saying, by late October, Vols fans will be looking forward to basketball season. Matthew, I've been looking forward to basketball season for months. Wow. We can walk and chew gum at the same time. It's hard being good at everything, but we make it work.
Can't wait for basketball season.
I know that not everyone can have Final Four aspirations, College World Series aspirations, and playoff aspirations, but it's an honest living, but we make it work.
Man, I leaned into what Matthew had going on. It's like, man, the Vols are still living in 98. We didn't even mention 98. Like, that was my thing about, like, we didn't mention the championship or nothing like that. So I wrote back and was like, I mean, I sure can't wait. Can't wait till Rick Barnes go out there. And then guess what we're going to do after that? We're going to go to baseball.
Uh-huh.
Okay? And when we're done with
that, we're going to go to the next football season. Then we're going to go to the next basketball season.
We also suck, too. Like, we're a terrible school. My education is netted nothing.
Speak for yourself.
Like, man. Who are the Vols? Okay, I volunteer myself to not be. Whatever, Matthew. This is just what we do. Okay, and yes, it's hot right now, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it the way Vanderbilt, Auburn, and anybody else that's in the SEC loves their school. So.
Don't be surprised when we are more than capable of looking forward to multiple sports at the same time. Crazy concept in the year of our Lord 2026.
Love you, though, Matthew. And, yeah, I will get Liberty Bowl tickets soon from West Tennessee. I have no problem with that. Matthew, the more you do, the more I'm going to lean into it.
I think they're already on sale.
Are they already on sale?
Matthew, get them while they're hot, man.
And while you there, get you some of those barbecue nachos, by the way. Amazing at the Liberty Bowl in Memphis. And they're renovating it. They're renovating the Liberty Bowl now.
615-737-1045 is our number. We told you earlier this week that there were more plans for more Pat McAfee in your life at ESPN.
Oh, my God.
It's deja vu all over again. They are closing in on another new way to feed you Pat McAfee. And I'm curious how people feel about this. We'll talk about it coming up next. What's up? It's Will Bowling from my friends at Brentwood Jewelry. Hey, if you are looking for that engagement ring, guys, if you're looking for that new timepiece, if you're looking just for a nice gift, an anniversary, hey, it's never too early to think about Christmas, right? Brentwood Jewelry is the place to go. 7012 Church Street East, located in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road, family owned. Those are the two words you're going to walk away saying, that is a family-owned business. They're going to take care of me every time that I walk in there. I was getting married a couple months ago. Brentwood Jewelry had me covered. Engagement ring, wedding bands, a little watch that I could wear during the ceremony as well. They know that you're making big purchases. Big life moments are happening when you walk in there, and they understand all of the processes that go into that. BrentwoodJewelry.com is the website. The Imam Ali family will take care of you at a time that is imperative to support local. Shop Brentwood Jewelry. 7012 Church Street East, located in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. Exceptional style, exceptional deals every day for over 50 years.
7:03. Good morning, live from the Circus Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. Titans training camp continues today as the defending Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks are in town for joint practice at the Vanderbilt Health Football Center as they prepare for Sunday night's preseason game number 2 under the lights. Practice is from 10:30 to 12:30 today and open to the fans. Head coach Robert Saleh and players will speak after practice to the media. On a Sunday, the Titans do take on the Seahawks at Nissan Stadium with a 7 o'clock p.m. kickoff. The Lee Company countdown to kickoff gets you started right here on the Zone at 4 before Titans radio pregame takes over at 6, and then kickoff is at 7 with Taylor Zarzer and Ramon Foster on the call. Preseason action last night, the Raiders beat the Texans 22-20 despite a struggling start from first overall draft pick quarterback Fernando Mendoza, who threw a pick 6 in the first quarter, and the 49ers dominated the Chargers 41-17. 3 more games on tonight as the Steelers host the Jets at 6 o'clock, Jaguars host the Panthers at 6, and the Broncos host the Packers at 8. Tomorrow night, Nashville Soccer Club looks to build on their lead over Inter Miami in the MLS standings as they host Columbus Crew at Geodis Park with the 7:30 p.m. kickoff. Will Bowling on the call right here on 104.5. The Zone pregame gets you started at 7. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and the Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Away we go into hour number 2 of your Friday morning. The sun is shining, the mowers are mowing, and the Tennessee Titans will be practicing against the Seattle Seahawks coming up in just a few hours. Phone lines open at 615-737-1045, and Brent Hubbs on the way here in 15 minutes, giving you the latest ahead of a second Tennessee scrimmage of fall camp so far on Rocky Top. Ramon, we talked earlier this week about how we are about to be spoon-fed more Pat McAfee.
Yo.
Get ready for the airplane to come in again. The Athletic is reporting, a couple reports out there, that ESPN is in talks for a Monday Night Football Pat McAfee altcast if the league grants ESPN approval, according to sources briefed on the move. This would essentially be on the weeks where the Manning cast doesn't happen.
Okay.
We are looking at potentially a McAfee cast on ESPN2. Do you have any interest in tuning in for a McAfee cast of Monday Night Football?
I told you, I like the person of Pat McAfee as far as, what he's done and how he's gone about it, but it's just, it's not must-see TV for me, not even a little bit. I saw somebody put out there, and of course it's hilarious to me. It was like Pat McAfee is like flock cameras of sports broadcasting. He is everywhere, and no one wants him there. I'm just like, dang. It's tough for Pat, man. I saw somebody make reason of, the hate that we get too much now. I mean, that we give out a whole lot in today's society. We used to love the Pat McAfee story, right? Like the underdog, the punter, the guy that, created his own brand and went from low to high. And I know Pat McAfee ain't start real low considering he's a former NFL player, but we used to like these success stories. But the issue is ESPN, in my personal opinion, is just doing too much. There's not enough balance. I do think there's other talent out there that may be in the same lane as Pat or might be the yin to his yang, and they're just not going that pathway to get those guys on the network. If you're paying somebody $60 million, I get it. You want every bit of them that you can possibly get. I just wonder, just looking at Pat, though, what is your energy like to do these types of things? I thought what Kirk Herbstreit was doing as far as, going from one game to the next game. The thing is, the Kirk Herbstreit effect to me is he was just, in my opinion, good at calling games.
I think he's fantastic at calling games.
I think they're trying to sell Pat McAfee as the most entertaining man in sports that we have right now. And I don't know if everybody feels that way because it's not like he's been overly analytical about it. He's just trying to be entertaining. And sometimes the entertainment is just some people don't like going to the circus. You know what I'm saying? Or the carnival. And I feel like to a lot of people, that's what he and his crew is, although I respect what he does and how he's kind of put his crew on the platform. I like that. It's one of those moments when I get on, Will, I'm going to put you on. And, it's all of the same thing. I don't think he has a separate side of what the McAfee enterprise is. It's just all the same thing.
It's just overexposure at its finest. And we as a society typically don't love when this happens. I mean, it's the same reason why when artists sometimes make it to that highest level and you hear them so much on the radio, you get a little more tired of them, right? And there is fatigue that sets in. To me, it just feels like there is a disconnect between ESPN executives, the money being paid to Pat McAfee, and what the consumer actually wants. Yeah. Because ESPN, it feels like to me, is obsessing over the YouTube younger 25 to 39 demographic here at the expense sometimes of anyone above that demographic, which is still a large portion of your audience. It seems like they're trying to do YouTube stuff on linear television.
Yeah. It's something like, so like James in our chat said, adults are literally watching other adults play games or watch TV, wash dishes, mow yards, you name it. I can choose to go watch that. Like the Pat McAfee effect of me going to ESPN.
That's what I mean. It's YouTube content on linear television.
Yes. So like that part of it, like ESPN's not giving me a choice. You're just saying, here's more Pat. And you know, the most, I guess, eye-opening part about it though is a lot of people look at the bread that he gives like they don't think he's worth that. Like he's made his brand that valuable, and like when some people hear the $60 million, they kind of scuff at that. I'm of the mindset like, hell yeah, go off, Pat. Like I like how you've kind of built this thing up. A lot of people don't feel that way when it comes down to he's not worth that. I don't think he's funny. You know what I'm saying? And I'll even go a step further. I think Kevin Hart did this.
Mm-hmm.
K-Hart took on every movie, and I get it because in that industry, when you're hot like The Rock, like Tom Cruise, or
you can't avoid him.
You can't avoid him. But like these type of roles goes to those guys. But I think Kevin Hart has gone through this as well, to where people have kind of soured on him. It's like we've seen too much. Okay, Jumanji, we got you and The Rock doing stuff. We got everything that he's been doing, and it's too much. Like we got to find either better talent or more.
I just think there's going to be a correction at some point back to traditional SportsCenter and traditional ESPN, and I think this may be one of the last steps to start going back in the right direction.
I think so.
And I think you've seen other networks like CBS Sports Network, I think does a really good job of kind of doing the old SportsCenter model of scores, reaction, highlights, like it pretty much all day on their television network, and running the ball, so to speak.
Yeah.
There is a lot of nostalgia in that, I think, for even people in any demographic to say, like, I miss when you could just wake up and turn on ESPN and it was just highlights after highlights after highlights. And sometimes I may still know what the outcome is, but I want to see it again. And I think there is this assumption at the higher levels of broadcast television and sports that, oh, well, they already know the score, so then they're not going to sit there and just watch the highlights again. No, like, I want to sit there and watch top 10 plays. I want to sit there like I did when I was 8 with my cereal and hear booyah. And, She's a Beauty, that
Boom,
number 9, as we get to number 9 on the SportsCenter top 10. And I want to see the highlights. Like, I like the sports more than I like the discourse. And I think we are now moving into a world where the best way to get that kind of catered discourse and that kind of just legitimate reaction to sports is by going away from legacy media and finding a podcast, local radio like us, that suits your interests more. Yeah. Gone are the days of the national big umbrella catering, I think, to your needs, because now you can cater your own needs.
Yeah.
And you can go find the deeper dive into stuff, because I think listeners and viewers, and it's one thing we think about with our show and the way we plan our show, are smarter than what suits give them credit for.
Absolutely.
And Pat McAfee is the lowest common denominator to me on just pure shock jock entertainment value. I think the viewer and the listener is smarter than what people up in the high offices think that they are.
Yep.
And we think about that every day in the way that we plan our show, that we don't want to talk down to you guys. We don't want to talk up. Like, we just want to talk with you guys, because you guys are really smart and you know ball. And there is more access to the analytics, to the film, to all this stuff. And so we want to talk to you guys at that level. We don't have to do the frat house stuff that I think Pat McAfee does. And, I mean, I'm not going to knock you if you like it. I just think that we have been force-fed this stuff so much that any affection I had for this guy is gone.
There used to just be a lane.
That's Bristol's fault. That's the Mouse's fault. That's not even Pat's fault as much as it is. Like, they have put him in front of me so much that I'm good. I'm good. If you just gave me Pat McAfee on College Game Day on Saturdays, I'd be perfectly fine with that.
Man, as loud as this conversation is around Pat, and I'm not faulting Pat. I think Pat's a great American success story with how he's kind of branded himself as just being a common guy, just the loud, obnoxious dude. But they did the same thing, or were trying to do the same thing with Booger McFarland for a while. Remember how they were trying to incorporate him on the sideline with the cart cast and everything, and then the crowd gets loud. That's one thing I will say I think ESPN does do when they recognize it. They will shut it down at some point. I just don't know.
Because the contracts get too big and they can't afford to keep paying these people.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think you're right. Traditional sports and ESPN will come back because in all the sports and reporting, and I've even had some run-ins with some people about how they do media and journalism. Like, people want to be told the truth, the facts, and just purely give me my ball. The entertaining component came from guys like Stuart Scott, where it was just doing sports, but they throw a little flair in there.
You felt like you were sitting on the couch watching the highlights with him.
Yes.
And Scott Van Pelt, still that way at
SVP
ESPN.
does. You're right. The creativeness of what still professionalism is missing. Now it's just all entertainment that comes from YouTube.
Right. It feels very much like the GIF from 30 Rock. How do you do, fellow kids? Of the old guy trying to fit in a high school with a backwards hat and a skateboard over his shoulder. It is very much how do you do, fellow kids?
Yeah.
From the Four-Letter Network.
I still ain't mad at Pat McAfee, though. I go the old young Dolph saying, well, they ain't even old. Get paid, young killer, get paid. Like,
yeah, it's not personal toward Pat. Like,
no.
There are plenty of people who like him. I just think that the overexposure of him has made a lot of people like me not like him. Because I'm getting too much of him. Like, if I ate chocolate cake every day for dinner, I'd probably get tired of chocolate cake eventually. Right. But he's not even chocolate cake. He's like a fine oatmeal raisin cookie that you eat around the raisins.
That's perfectly summed up.
I don't mind raisins, but the best part of the oatmeal raisin cookie is the oatmeal.
Be real with you, though. A real good oatmeal cookie is hard to pass up.
Right, but if I had it every day, I'd get tired of it.
Okay, yeah, that kind of makes sense. I would say that, like what Bryson DeChambeau's doing on YouTube, like, if that's your lane, stay in there. And I think Bryson's killing it right now. My sons and their friends are into that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's outrating the PGA Tour a lot of times.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
but does that mean that CBS needs to start following Bryson DeChambeau formulas on broadcast television? No. There is a place for both to live independently and for everyone to make their money independently of one another.
Is it because he's football, Pat, and we can't get enough of it? I know we got hubs coming up.
We do. It's a larger
football?
discussion. It's because people keep watching it.
Okay.
I mean, the numbers are still there for him to continue making money and for ESPN to justify paying him what they're paying him. Brent Hubbs of VolQuest joins us coming up next. Ramon Will continues live from the Vanderbilt Health Football Center ahead of Titans and Seahawks joint practice today. As we continue talking a little bit of college football this morning alongside Ramon Foster, I'm Will Bowling. Brent Hubbs of AllQuest joins us now for his weekly visit on the show. Brent, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. Hope you guys are good this morning.
We're good. I can now say I have seen a running back, Brent, even though it was on television, do a flip, stay on his feet, and keep running after watching Brentwood Academy Baylor last night. David Gabriel George was fantastic last night, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. I mean, you see the talent, and you see why everybody calls him a generational type player. He's got a lot of skill set, and you saw it with him lined up out wide. They played him some in the slot. They threw the ball to him a great deal. It wasn't just swing routes. I mean, he ran some stuff downfield, did a great job at a scramble drill on one play as well. But, the separator for him from other backs is just his balance through contact. And that's a God-given gift that not everybody gets at that running back position. And so that's where the challenge is to find the comp for him, is because of what he can do balance-wise through the contact that he takes. And, last night Chattanooga, Baylor just, they wore Brentwood Academy down. I thought Brentwood Academy played well. They just ran out of gas. I mean, they didn't – both teams had way too many penalties. Mm-hmm. And Brentwood not being able to capitalize on the interception and turn that into a touchdown there was a critical point in that game. But I thought Kenneth Simon played well for Brentwood Academy. I thought both those teams showed that they're probably going to see each other again later in the season in the playoffs. And there's a lot of talent on the field last night. But the takeaway from that game is what everybody wanted to see, and that was the play of DGG.
It was fun to just have something to take away from a football game. It was awesome. It was fun yelling "ball" when the ball was on the ground last night, and it was a really fun game to watch.
Hubbs, after that performance that he had, is the conversation going to switch as far as him being number 2 going to number 1 running back in this class? Because that was a lot of fanfare and just exciting play out of that one for a guy that's ranked number 2. Now I've yet to see 1 just yet.
Well, I think for the Tennessee fans, that the topic's going to be how much more do we have to watch him play this year? Can you limit his touches and make sure that the flip play was a great play, but it's do we have to keep watching him get hit at the knees? So I think it's more for the Tennessee fans, less about the rankings and more about how much is he going to play. I mean, the rankings will continue to be reevaluated by Charles Power and the group at On3, and there'll be adjustments during the year. So we'll see. I mean, he certainly helped his cause from a ranking standpoint last night. There's nobody that came out of that game going, I'm not sure if he's a 5-star or not. But, I think for the Tennessee fans, the text I've already gotten this morning and I got during the game last night was like, man, he doesn't do this they don't do this to him every game, do they? And they won't. They'll limit him. Coach Kimmery does a really good job of managing reps. I mean, he had a bunch of yards last year, but man, he did not have a ton of carries. And when they get into games that they don't need to use him a lot, they'll be very cautious and very mindful of him. There'll be a lot of games where you look up and he's got 8 carries in the game instead of 18 carries or 20 carries. But when it's go time, it's go time. And last night it was obviously go time in the second half, and it'll be go time against McCallie, and it'll be go time during the playoffs.
Brent Hubbs of AllQuest, our guest this morning on Ramon and Will. A second scrimmage coming up for Tennessee this weekend. Brent, what does Faison Brandon need to do to close out this quarterback battle on Saturday in Neyland Stadium?
I mean, I think it's execution, taking care of the football, quick decisions, and just taking care of the ball, moving the offense, but take care of the ball. I mean, he's continued to make plays. I think he's shown the ability to make plays with his arm. I think there's obviously an ability to make plays with your legs. It's hard to see that in the non-contact jersey, but I think for him, it's just continue to do what you have done. And if you do that, then I think he's going to be in a good spot. And for George, I think it's about being on time and making the right decisions. And he's got to continue to make some plays downfield. He's played more aggressively with the ball. He's let it rip more throughout fall camp, George has. But, I think in scrimmage settings, Faison has made He's just made more plays, and he's just got to do that again on Saturday all the time, all the while taking care of the football and not being irresponsible with it.
Brent, it seems to me like the story here is that Faison Brandon has just gone out and won this, not necessarily that George McIntyre did a whole lot to give it away. How exciting is that for Josh Heupel and maybe even just for Tennessee fans to know, hey, this guy wasn't handed anything. This was never just, hey, show up and the true freshman looks so good in pads that we're just going to give him the job. Like, he's gone out here and he has made the necessary plays to take this thing.
Well, I mean, I think two things have happened. One, he played really well in spring to insert himself into the competition. And then I think George has fought back in fall camp with the way that he's played in fall camp and made it a better competition. And you're exactly right. If Faison wins this, then, I mean, he's going to have won it. He was not given it. It wasn't by default, or it wasn't poor play by George in the competition. It was, he went out and won it because he was the better quarterback. I'm just going to be fascinated to see how Josh Heupel plays this in week one. One, is he going to announce something? Typically, he's announced on Sunday night heading into mock week, which is this Sunday night heading into Monday. He tells his team typically on that Sunday night. Does he do that this week? And even if he does tell his team that, what is the quarterback plan for week one because of the competition level that they are playing? Typically, we've seen the starter get the whole first half in week one. Do you feel like you need to do that in this one to get ready for week two with a quarterback on the road? Do you feel like you can maybe give the other guy a legitimate series or two, some work in the second quarter? With the number one offensive line? How do you play that when you play the competition level you're playing in week one, but you also know we're going on the road in a night game in a hostile environment against a physical team in week two in Georgia Tech? What do I need to do to get my offense and my team ready to go for that week? So how they play week one overall, but particularly at the quarterback position, is a bit unique because we have not really seen this before. I mean, when you go back to year one when Tennessee played, I guess it was Bowling Green in the opener. I mean, it was Joe Milton got the whole first half, part of the third quarter, and then you saw Hendon Hooker because that was not really thought to be any kind of a competition. And then we know what happened against Pitt in week two when Milton got hurt and Hendon ran away with the job at that point. When it was Nico's turn, he didn't have any competition pushing him. Last year, Joey won that outright, and it was clearly his job. And I think somebody will win this job outright, but do they manage it a little bit different this year than they have in years past in terms of quarterback play in week one? I don't know. That'll be something that we'll certainly keep an eye on with Josh Heupel and his staff.
We're joined by Brent Hubbs of All Question on 3 this morning. Hubbs, with David Sanders Jr. being limited in practice right now, is this a time for the development of Gabriel Osenda? How are they pretty much divvying up these reps? Is it, Jesse Perry working at left, or how are they kind of, finding guys to put in that position to where they continue to build depth?
Well, it's unfortunate. I mean, I think David's going to practice probably today and may get some scrimmage work. I don't think there's anything of any real note there, but we'll see. They may hold him again. The problem is Osenda's been battling an ankle. And he's been limited and hasn't got to work, which is really unfortunate because it would be a time to really push him and go with some work there. So what does that look like? Is that Ori Williams at left tackle and you bump Jesse Perry out, and that's what your first team offensive line edges look like going into the scrimmage on Saturday? Does David go? We'll get a better feel for that hopefully today as Tennessee's on the practice field here just a little bit. But it's unfortunate that Osenda's been banged up because this would have been a golden week for him to get more work and go from there. But, I mean, I don't think it's anything long-term with Gabe, but he has missed out on some opportunities this week. And the second scrimmage in a lot of ways is about young players and trying to find out who you believe can help you right now, who's not ready to help you right now, who's close to being able to potentially help you right now. That's why for a guy like Carter Gooden, who's a defensive lineman who's flashed in last scrimmage, more work for him this week. Does he take full advantage of it? Continued work for J.J. Finch on the defensive line. Where is he at in the rotation? How heavy does he become a part of that rotation? I think for the defensive line, this is a big opportunity in the scrimmage for sure. Same for some other positions. You're trying to build depth in the secondary. How much does Quay Moss scrimmage in this go around on Saturday? Or do you work Jamie Theodore? Do you work some other guys at the nickel spot to create some depth there? How much does Kay and Lee get? The one in the secondary that I'm curious about is Ty Redmond. He's back, but do you scrimmage him? He's your starter, but does he need a scrimmage day before you get to week 1 because he missed, the first couple of weeks of fall camp due to an illness? How do you manage him on Saturday? Those are the reasons why Josh Heupel makes a lot of money, and we get on the radio and talk about the decisions he makes because there's a balancing act there of when a guy's ready and when you don't take a chance. And I think the second scrimmage is always unique in that regard, particularly when you're not playing a Power 4 opponent to start a season.
Man, speaking of the start of the season, it's kind of what I want to go, man, with the legality situation that Arian Carter's dealing with, Hubs. And I know we probably can't speak in, detail about it, but with the, these judges having these certain rules that they're putting in place to allow former NFL players, current NFL players, to go back to college. Is this just a big dog situation where the Vols just kind of just risk it, or will they have a judge that kind of step in and say, Arian Carter, you're allowed to play? Because I can get paid a signing bonus to go practice in an NFL training camp and also get camp checks while being there and still go to college. Hubs, myself, I think Will, and everybody else is having a hard time understanding how in the heck did Arian Carter get suspended and is still suspended?
Man, Will, this is what he's going to do again on a Friday. Come on, man. Listen, you know my feeling on this. This is the most asinine ruling we've seen for the very reason. I know you did this on purpose, Ramon.
No, but it's new news, Hub.
But you're exactly right. How are you going to sit here and say someone became ineligible to play because he took benefits to prepare for the NFL draft, which he didn't go through, which he pulled himself out of before the deadline passed, yet we're going to have judges rule that you can get kicked off or just cut from the practice squad next week and you can rejoin a college football team. That makes no sense. But welcome to the NCAA. Welcome to the National Collegiate Athletic Association, where nothing makes any sense. The difference here is Arian Carter decided not to go to a judge and get a temporary restraining order against it, or a temporary injunction against it, and that's on Arian Carter to decide to do. I don't think the NCAA is ever going to admit defeat and reduce the suspension or take it completely away from him, but we'll see. It's hard. If I'm Tennessee's compliance office, I'm calling Charlie Baker's office at the NCAA going, hey, you're going to have to explain this one to me. Okay? Yeah. You're just going to have to explain. $400 that he paid back. Yeah, you got a guy who's going to join the LSU team who had 2 sacks last week at an exhibition game, and he got a signing bonus and a contract to be a part of the team, and then he's leaving the team. He's gotten practice squad money. He's gotten paid all summer long, and now he's coming back. Again, Arian Carter's been paid since January when he came back. It's the dumbest thing in the world because they're trying to hide, amateur status. There's no amateur status of college athletes. It's just stupid. It makes no sense. Arian Carter should have went and got a TRO against him in a court of law. That's what he probably should have done. But somebody in the NCAA should have looked at that and went, yeah, this is a PR disaster. This makes no sense. It makes 0 sense. And it doesn't. It doesn't make the first sense. So we'll see if anything new comes of it. It doesn't feel like it right now.
I'm sorry, Hubs.
It's okay.
Wasn't me this time.
It's okay. No, I'm good with it. Here's the beautiful thing. When I got on my soapbox about it 3 weeks ago, there was not a ton of hard evidence. But now when you look at it and go, these pro guys are doing this. It's an obvious. This makes no sense at all by the NCAA. Think about this. Your scouting department in college is watching NFL preseason games right now. And they're watching the cut line to see if there's somebody they want to go pick up. It's the equivalent of a college waiver wire. We've never seen it before in college sports. It's the equivalent of a waiver wire. Now, what do you do if you're full on your roster? How do you cut somebody? What do you do? But you're sitting there and you're looking at it going, hey, this guy's available. Do we want to go get this guy? Now, the SEC part of this is really interesting because they've had this rule in this policy that you can't transfer within the outside of the transfer portal window in December or January. Are they going to allow that to happen? Will that hold up? Nobody has tested that the last 3 years when there was two portal windows. Nobody in the SEC, no player tested that. Do they test that now? Does somebody say, hey, I played at Ole Miss last year, but I'm going to play at Kentucky or I'm going to play at Tennessee or somewhere else because Ole Miss doesn't have room for me? Is the league going to allow that to happen? If not, are you going to go to court and fight that and win that one? That's the next legal thing to watch within the conference that's separate from the NCAA.
Well, Brent, I'll just make sure that any takeaways that Ramon has today at Titans and Seahawks joint practice, I'm jotting down scouting reports of some of the guys who may be possibly joining college again in a couple of weeks. And if you guys hear of any Tennessee interest in a guy on the Titans or the Seahawks that might be a practice squad candidate, I'll have Ramon's scouting report ready to go for you guys for the general's quarters. It's a
pretty wild thought, but that's literally what's taking place right now. There are scouting departments who are waiting on high school tape of guys who play their first 3 games, and they'll look at those guys. But there are literally scouting departments who are watching NFL preseason games and looking at NFL team updates on where they think the cut's going to be on different guys to see if there's somebody that makes sense for them.
I got a guy for you. Velus Super Bowl champion Velus Jones. I can go ask him if you want to go back. He's already here. He's with the Seahawks.
He knows the fall system.
I think he is. I think he's aged out. Now remember, here's the thing about that. It's not everybody. Yeah. You could not have redshirted in college, and your age has to hit the right window there. But I mean, what is there going to be, Ramon? What 1,200 guys cut, something like that?
Yeah,
coming
it
up,
is.
Around the 30th. I mean, out of those 1,200, not everybody's going to qualify, but I promise you there's going to be, a few hundred guys who are going to be eligible for a 5th year in college if they want to take it. And we're saying it's okay that they can do that, even though they've been paid. So, I mean, the NCAA's taking a big loss on this one, and it doesn't look like they're going to win this one. But by golly, they can pop the champagne cork on Arion Carter because they got that big win for them. Congratulations.
Brent Hubbs joins us. We always pop the champagne. We hear Brent Hubbs' analysis here on the show. Brent, we are Turk McBride days away from football time in Tennessee. Appreciate you as always.
Appreciate it, Hubbs.
That's a good pull and a safe pull for you. Congratulations.
Yes, it is. Because of the other, number 15 is what tripped me up, Brent, a couple of years ago.
It always trips you up. Turk McBride. That's Claude Turk McBride from the great state of New Jersey, who was one heck of a football player. He was tougher than nails. I think Patterson, New Jersey, is where he was from.
Great teammate, too.
Yeah, which is, I guess it's the Lean on Me world up there, right, from the movie? Yep. Isn't that he in that world there?
It is.
Yep. He was tougher than nails, man. I mean, he was tougher than a steak at the Golden Corral buffet. That's for him. He was rough, man. I mean, in a good way. But it didn't matter how many reps you wanted him to take. He'd just stroll back down in his stance, and he'd come back for another one. Had a really nice career at Tennessee. Played in the league for a bit too. Good player.
And he's a good businessman now in his retirement as well. I'm watching his stuff on social media. By the way, speaking of just tough people too, what about the Ohio State flip? We still in that one as well, the DN?
I don't know about that one. We'll see.
I'm trying to get you, Hubs. Trying to get you.
No, Tennessee's still having conversations there, so we'll see what happens. But the lines of communication to a degree remain open in that one, and that's all Tennessee can continue to do right now is keep swinging.
Maybe that's Ramon's new. Who's the quarterback going to be? Now that we maybe have a clearer picture of who the quarterback is going to be.
Hubs know me.
That's right. Brent Hubbs with us here Fridays at 7:20 on the show. Appreciate you as always, Brent. Thanks so much.
Hubs.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Yes, sir. Brent Hubbs with us this morning here on the show, presented by Ascend Federal Credit Union, with you for all life's stages.
Trying to get Hubs.
You can never get Hubs.
No,
you can never get it. As he said, number 15 on the Jersey countdown trips you up. Some Vols fans out there know why. There's plenty that trips me up. Nothing that trips up
at all,
the great man. Hubs. That's exactly right. There is a school in the SEC that I think is going to get tripped up by a bad decision that was made yesterday. I'll explain how coming up next.
A day at the spa, the perfect gift for birthdays, anniversaries, or any occasion. Lavish and luxurious, yet affordable. A grand gesture, yet simple for you. The gift card from A Moment's Peace. Give her the gift she won't buy herself. An escape, a bit of luxury. Something special that shows more than just words. A gift from A Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa in Cool Springs across I-65 from Galleria Mall. Call 615-224-0770 or go online at amomentspeace.com anytime.
What's happening, good people? Let me go on and tell you while you're walking into your weekend what you need to be looking for. That is a truck. Yeah, Mid-10 Ford, they got you covered. They're going to take care of you. All you got to do is slide in there and let them know, hey, man, Big Slay told me. And they will look out for you. Go in there and holler at my guys, Trey, Matt. They're going to be right there to help you walk through the process of going to get your truck. And guess what? It's nothing that's going to be pressure, no high pressure, just low pressure approach, no gimmicks, no pushy sales tactics. That's not what they're about. They're about getting the job done and getting you comfortable and understanding exactly what you're getting into. It's a one-stop shop. If you need service, Mid-10 Ford, they got you covered. They are the ones you need to be looking for. When it comes to the right vehicle, they got you covered. Even a body shop, service, financing, sales, they got it, all of that. All you got to do is go to 1319 Foster Avenue. Visit mid10fordtrucks.com.
Wrapping up the first half of Friday mornings, Ramon and Will. Got about an hour for your thoughts on Titans preseason so far. 615-737-1045. What would leave you, the Titans fan, satisfied this week from Cam Ward against the Seattle Seahawks? If you're worried, or if you're a ride or die with Cam and you're not worried one bit by week one against San Francisco, what is an ideal second week look like? 615-737-1045. You could let us know. Ramon, there's this thing that we do in college athletics where schools, athletic directors, and administrators will make terrible financial decisions and then blame collective bargaining and paying the players in NIL for the reason they have no money. And I think that just happened in Oklahoma again yesterday.
Did it?
Oklahoma, what are you doing signing Brent Venables to a new 6-year contract yesterday? Adding 2 years to his current deal with the football program through 2031. The new contract averages $10.5 million a year. Who are you negotiating against? Why? This annoys me beyond belief, Ramon. And if Tennessee tomorrow announces an extension for Josh Heupel, I'm going to say the same thing on Monday when we come back in here. You are not negotiating against anyone. Anyone. This is why none of you have any money. Because then when Brent Venables goes 5-7 in a couple years after John Mateer is done, which I'm not predicting, but let's say hypothetically it happens, all of a sudden you've got no money, and it's, well, we can't afford to fire him and his whole staff, so we're going to do the copium stuff, and we're just going to buy him a new roster. That'll solve the problem. No, the problem was created by you, not by NIL and revenue sharing.
No, I saw that come across, and my first thought process was why? Like, only logic I can get behind it is they've had a real good training camp. John Mateer's done what they were supposed to. The defense looked like it's a championship style defense as well, and they feel like they got a guy they can pour into as well. You know, and like I know Jim Nagy's, I think, their GM as well, and maybe he wants to attach himself to a guy and show that, hey, we are together as one moving forward. It's probably for recruiting. It's probably because they've had a good isolated training camp as a college team, and you got to give it to them. For a little bit last year when they got Mateer back, he does look like he's got a very solid team. So I asked why, but I understand in college sports they do a lot of things, man, that shows just we're in the boat with you more than I feel like any other sports entity. Like, and again, is Jimmy Sexton his agent? That's the most important question of it all. Well, is Jimmy Sexton his agent? Because, again, he's not going to let his guy be strayed out there for too long when it comes down to the money game and also keeping – the racket of competitive coaches' salaries high. If Venables goes out and win or get into the college football playoffs, he's going to look at the salary like, well, that coach did it for less. Like, that's the one racket that they have going on in college sports.
It is a racket.
It is the ability to keep raising the elevator up. They were on floor 4. Now I think they're floor 10 of $10 million average across the SEC.
You already know the answer to your question. Of course Jimmy Sexton is Brent Venables' agent. VFL, look out. You're going to pull that cord. You're going to pull this whole table down.
I feel the cord. Hell yeah, Jimmy. Keep going.
That's VFL.
Going.
VFL, Jimmy Sexton.
Keep going, Jimmy.
Tennessee zone.
Keep going, Jimmy.
It's just crazy to me, man. And it is a more nuanced issue than what I am making. Yeah, it took 2 seconds. Of course it's Jimmy Sexton. Jimmy Sexton is the closest. A lot of people say, oh, Greg Sankey's kind of our commissioner. No, Jimmy Sexton is the closest thing we have to a commissioner in college football.
He's the fixer.
No, he's the guy. He's the guy. He's got more power than the NCAA, head coaches, and the World Wrestling Federation put together. I mean, like, it's truly unbelievable how he runs the sport.
What's crazy is when he decides to raise the floor. Hey, Venables, how you feeling? Good camp? Let's go talk to him. Like, it ain't even there's no real logic behind it. It's like, hey, let's go talk to him. And at that point, I'd run my happy-go-lucky self to the front of the line. $10 million, the $8 million you were giving me wasn't good enough. Now I need an extra $2. But for what? Like,
I mean, you don't have to do this in schools. Here we go. We already got the comment. When Heupel has a mediocre year this year, and then they add a year or two to his contract because of recruiting, tune will change. It's not going to change.
It's not.
If you've been listening to this show, and I know this commenter has, you know I have been consistent on this. This is a big reason why schools will then turn around when things get hard and say they don't have enough money to do X, Y, or Z.
You said
and they'll blame NIL and they'll blame revenue sharing. No, you are partly to blame for why you don't have any money, future Oklahoma.
You started
no
the
doubt
conversation by saying if it was Heupel, you'd be having the same conversation.
Yeah.
You said that
100%
in the beginning. I'm not trying to just defend you on that one, but you said if the Vols did Heupel like that, you'd be asking the same questions.
And teams love to do this, the 2 weeks. But last season, Josh Heupel signed a contract through 2030 on August 26th. That was dumb, too. Again, who are you negotiating against? No one. No one is calling Brent Venables right now. No school is calling Josh Heupel right now.
Do you think that, the coaches are even thinking about it while in training camp?
No.
That's what's crazy.
Do you?
Too. No.
Absolutely not. And here's the thing. When you, as a recruit, were going through the process, did a coach's contract details ever come up in those conversations?
No.
Because we justify this by saying, but it's for recruiting. You always got to stay ahead as a team because recruits need to know that you're going to be there. You know that for your 4 years. These guys have 1 year contracts anyway. They're not thinking about 4 years. They're thinking about next year. They're thinking about, am I going to play next year? Otherwise, I'm out.
Yep, that's it. And even when I was getting recruited, though, too, I looked at the coach's wins and losses and said, okay, he's a winner. He's probably going to be there.
You're not pulling up Spot Track. Well, how many years does Josh Heupel have left in his contract? Of course you're not doing that.
These coaches ain't even got strong reputations and are getting paid bumps.
It's crazy to me.
That was the thing about it.
Crazy to me.
Saban had a strong reputation. So you knew the pay bump was there or that he was going to be there. These guys ain't even won big yet.
The only world in which this makes sense is if somebody just had an NFL opening for some and again, that's not even going to happen. There is no reason in August to do this.
Marcus Freeman,
no reason whatsoever. Unless an NFL team was calling you right now, hey, we need you. Put up the Marcus Freeman signal. Put up the bad hairline signal over South Bend. It's not a thing, man. It's crazy.
I love it.
There's no world in which we need to be doing August extensions. 615-737-1045. Shout out to Jimmy Sexton, the leader of all things college football.
I know who's going to represent my boys. Jimmy Sexton.
Hour number 3 of the program. Second half of the show on deck. Tate Matthews will talk high school football week 1 at 9 o'clock. Ron Slay will be here at 9:20. But coming up next, who most needs a good day at the office today as joint practices take place between the Titans and the Seahawks? Ramon Foster, Will Bowling, Ramon and Will, 104.5 The Zone.
8:04. Good morning, live from the Circus Sports at the Mid Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. Titans training camp continues as the defending Super Bowl champs, Seattle Seahawks, in town for joint practice at the Vanderbilt Health Football Center as they prepare for Sunday night's preseason game number 2. Practice today from 10:30 to 12:30, also open to the fans. Head coach Robert Saleh and players will speak to the media after practice. On Sunday, the Titans do take on the Seahawks at Nissan Stadium with a 7 p.m. kickoff. Lee Company countdown to kickoff. Get you started right here on the Zone at 4 before Titans Radio pregame takes over at 6, and then kickoff is at 7 with Taylor Zarzer and Ramon Foster on the call. Preseason action last night. The Raiders beat the Texans 22-20 despite a struggling start from first overall pick Fernando Mendoza, who threw a pick 6 in the first quarter. And then the 49ers dominated the Chargers 41-17. 3 more games in action tonight. At 6 o'clock, the Steelers host the Jets and the Jaguars host the Panthers. And then the Broncos at 8 o'clock will host the Packers. Tomorrow night, Nashville Soccer Club, they look to build on their lead over Inter Miami in the MLS standings as they host Columbus Crew at Geodis Park with 7:30 p.m. kickoff. Will Bowling on the call right here on the Zone. Pregame gets you started at 7 p.m. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and the Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Second half of the show getting started on this Friday morning, a gorgeous day to watch some football. Joint practices are coming up in a couple of hours. Titans hosting the Super Bowl champion Seahawks, who are in town ahead of Sunday night at Nissan Stadium. Titans radios, Titans countdown at 6 o'clock and kickoff right at 7 on Sunday night. We will be in booth 7. Inside Nissan Stadium, ready to go for our first of 10 broadcasts, Ramon, in the farewell season of Nissan Stadium this weekend.
We're here, man. I'm looking forward to it being in the home stadium. We were pretty high up in San Francisco.
We were.
This past weekend. Having that level viewpoint inside of Nissan Stadium is going to be pretty cool. We did the dry run, of course, on the blue and white scrimmage, and I thought that was pretty cool. Being able to call a game, man, I think it's going to be fascinating. This will be a good one, too, man, the Sunday night action as well, under the lights. That's a real good setup, man, for an awesome night. And I think weather's going to be beautiful, too.
Taylor Zarzer chiming in on the show this morning at Titans TZ. Speaking of Titans Radio, says Ramon's jersey should be banned from the facility. You are wearing a Yankees jersey, and he is a diehard Red Sox fan.
Oh, for the folks that don't know, man, I'm a jersey wearer.
Yeah, you could go. How many days could you wear a different jersey in a row on the show without repeating any?
Probably 2 weeks, for like 14. I got all of the Vols baseball jerseys. I got a Nashville SC jersey.
Yeah, I think you could go like a month.
I probably can go.
Because I know your catalog.
Yeah, I got a good one. Daryl Strawberry.
I could too.
I got Judge.
Should we do that just until camp or until football starts? We just wear different jerseys every single day?
Like, yeah, there's a guy in here. Will should have worn a Braves jersey today. I'm like,
you got one of those too?
I got one.
You can wear yours on Monday.
I got a Acuna. Yeah, I got a Acuna jersey, man. So, like, I'm a fan of, like, good players in baseball. Like, I'm the new generation with that. It's like, man, I'm just a fan of this player. Like, and, of course, too, I like baseball jerseys are like I think they're a very stylish thing when you piece them together right, though, too.
That jersey does kind of have a smell to it, though. I don't know what it is. I mean, to me, it kind of smells like no World Series since 2009. I don't know. It's kind of a distinct, like, you know when it hits you, like, oh, wow, this jersey hasn't celebrated a championship in over a decade.
Well, yeah, I guess that's why Freddie Freeman went out to the Dodgers, huh?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Matt, we won the trade. Matt Olson's better.
Okay.
I'm chilling. I'm not pressed about it.
No, not even a little bit,
Matt Olson's wins above replacement is clear of that guy.
Man, there is no animosity whatsoever. I also got a Judge one.
That one also smells like no World Series in over
I got a St. Louis Cardinals one as well. You can deal with that one, can't you?
Yeah, I don't mind the Cardinals.
I don't have a Red Sox one. I might have to get a Big Poppy one, seriously. If his is even up for sale. Like, some of them are like,
if you look hard enough,
I get a Big Poppy one?
Absolutely.
I might get a Big Poppy
Number 34. Number 34.
TZ, I'm going to go ahead and delight you and look on Fanatics.
He'd probably even help fund you a little bit of that, just so you never show up here in a Yankees jersey.
He's already helped fund me, man.
Speaking of funds, I just saw this from last night, and I had to make sure this was a real account, and it is.
What you see?
So Will Kunkel of ESPN Radio, Will Kunkel. There you go. He's got 18,000 followers. He tweets about the Houston Texans.
You got that guy muted. Nah, I'm playing.
No, I don't. That's a red. It's a red. They have it changed now. I thought the same thing originally. It's like, who is this guy? I don't have him muted. It's that now you can give money on Twitter to people. It's that red star when you click on somebody's name.
Yep.
He tweets yesterday, C.J. Stroud and the Texans are, quote, not close on a new deal per Adam Schefter.
Of course.
Jeremy Branham has, quote, tweeted this. He is a host on ESPN 97.5 in Houston. I think that might be the station that really didn't like you for a week a couple of years ago. Anyway.
Sucks to be them.
Yeah, it really does. They're broke, you're up.
How much? That's probably true.
He tweets the following. This is crazy. Texans want him at $50 to $55 million a year. C.J. Stroud wants $70 million a year. You know what that is, Ramon? Here's how I think he arrived at that price. That's $10 million per postseason interceptions he had last year. Because he threw 7 picks in the playoffs last year.
You lying.
$70 million a year is what C.J. Stroud wants.
You lying.
This just in per Adam Schefter. Will Bowling from Ramon Will would also like $70 million a year that he's not going to get.
You lying at that number.
I'd love to drive a Ferrari to practice when we come back here next week.
So I'm going to be reasonable for a second and say that's negotiating.
I'd like to be in London today for the start of the Premier League season to watch the champions Arsenal play, and I'm not going to do that either.
Let's even ask a question. Let me ask you a question.
If I left right now, I could get there.
Is he even worth 50?
I would pay him 50, yes.
Dang.
Yes, I would.
I don't want to diminish it, but he needs a bounce back year before he's actually about to get that, right?
10 games over 500 is the starting quarterback of the Houston Texans. 28-18 in 46 games, a career passer rating of 93.5, 64% completion percentage. I mean, could he be better? Absolutely.
Right.
But I could still do a lot worse if I'm Houston. 70, I'm not doing that. 70 is heinous.
Hey, man.
That is a ridiculous number.
That is the next guy up numbered, but he's not in the same conversation as Matthew Stafford at almost 40 years old. You know, that's the conversation you have to have when you're talking about negotiating with the next guy up. It's well, where are you on this spectrum? How much have you taken us? How far have you taken us in these scenarios? And I know teams got it to give, and the market sets itself, and all of these types of conversations that you have. But him being 55 to 70 million is, I need a Super Bowl, bro.
Yeah, right. And it wasn't 7 picks; it was just 7 total turnovers. My mistake. I'm sorry, CJ.
From what? Don't.
Tory Danny's going to call me hey man, what are you talking about?
I get it. He's supposed to ask for more than they're offering right now. I think that number settles close to 58 if I'm being real. If you're asking for 70,
that's about right.
He probably wants in the 60 range.
But without the incentives, it'll actually be more like 57, 58.
Yeah.
But I bet you they get him to 60. The reported number from all these guys who just take what they're given from agents will be 60. When in reality, I do think it's probably more like 57 or 58 million.
Do you trust their backup quarterback if he chooses to have a hold in? Because what's CJ's leverage right now?
That's not been really talked about, though. I don't think that's happening.
And that's that's kind of my point a little bit. If they choose not to pay CJ this year, what free market leverage does he have?
Well, and quarterbacks just don't really have that leverage because they could just franchise tag him.
They can, and they
same thing with Tampa and Baker. That's the situation he's in right now, just further down the road in his career.
Well, I'd love to hear a Houston station right now, talk about that number being thrown out. It's one thing because it'll sound like we're haters when it comes to CJ asking for that type of money. I wonder what Houston's market. Maybe we got to get our guy Bieniemy back on again, man, and have him have this discussion too that we had earlier this season, because even he was of the mindset when we asked him about C.J. Stroud. He's got a lot to prove. I think everybody, and that's what I'm saying. CJ, don't take this 50. Hit the market and see what you get then. How much is he one of the few quarterbacks that doesn't have a lot of leverage going into free agency? Like, I feel like the second time around, even Baker, you know, and I hate to put him in this conversation, but almost any competent quarterback may be able to do good with Houston's team setup. You know, like that's why I'm asking the question, like, how great have you been other than the rookie year? You had your OC fired. You were in a situation in which you somewhat said, okay, I'll be back, and then you weren't, and you almost hurt your team in a playoff game. And a very important one. And the way they've stacked
back-to-back playoff games.
This defense.
They still won one of them.
And he's already lost a weapon. They're begging for the offensive line to get back together.
Tore ACL.
And you also need a run game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how much are you going to pull us for, CJ, if you're asking for friggin' 70? I just don't know if he's up that conversation just yet.
He's not.
It's where I'm at.
He's not.
He
70 is crazy.
He almost is up where Baker Mayfield was, I guess, after the second contract with Cleveland. Like, they were just pretty much, okay, Baker, we're just going to choose not to do business with you, except this is the first time around with him, and Baker had to rebuild himself back up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what's fascinating.
Last night, Raiders beat the Texans 22-20 as NFL preseason week 2 continues. Fernando Mendoza, an up-and-down performance this time after impressing in his preseason debut a week ago. 8 of 15 for 86 yards and a touchdown to the wrong team. A pick six, a pretty ugly 42.6 quarterback rating. I'm sure everyone will be perfectly consistent and grill him the way they grilled Cam Ward for his game last week.
Man, I clicked on the link last night after I got home. It's like, Fernando Mendoza throws an 80-yard touchdown in the opposite
to Houston. Yeah, right.
That was a good clickbait right there.
Yeah, it was. It was. Houston's just so deep. Caden McDonald, I don't know if you saw the sack that he had on Fernando Mendoza last night. That guy is, I'm afraid, going to be a problem.
The D tackle from Texas Tech?
From Ohio State.
Yes, from Ohio State. Look at Curb with a little smirk on his face when you mentioned 08.
From the worst fan base I've ever interacted with in a stadium.
Besides Kirby.
No, Kirby wasn't in the stadium that night. I'm not lumping him in there.
Yeah,
I'm not lumping him in there.
That's real.
But Ohio State's got a hater in me for life, man, the way they treated us in that playoff game.
A little sports hate is fine.
Absolutely.
A little sports hate is
Absolutely
fine.
it is. Hail to the victors, baby. Hail to the victors. Michigan's got a fan in me forever because of how awful those Ohio State fans were and how awful the weather was. Now Kirby's going to actually get mad at me. No, Caden McDonald looked really good.
I actually loved the weather. I had on my big puffy jacket. I was real good up there, boy.
Also, 49ers 41, Chargers 17 last night. Maybe Deshaun Stribling is just that good all the time.
It's always one every year.
Wide receiver.
It's always one every year.
My goodness. 4 catches for 46 yards on 5 targets and 14 snaps. A week earlier against the Titans, Stribling had 7 catches for 63 yards. Nobody is happier to see that than Cordell Flott, to think, maybe I'm not the problem. I'm serious, man. I'm dead serious. The transitive property is going to start working for and against some folks. And Deshaun Stribling might just be that good. It may not have been as big of a Titan secondary issue. It might just be that maybe he should have been a first-round receiver after all, Ramon.
People miss. I mean, and again, like, there was other positional needs that happened. I mean, we're watching right now. You're speaking about maybe he was. We're watching right now Ruben Bain down there in Tampa cooking in training camp as far as the clips that's been released and stuff like that. Like, scouts get it wrong. Teams choose too late sometimes. Teams forget about players, or he had this issue, so we're choosing to say he's a second-round pick. Opportunities are all you're asking for when you get to these training camps, which is still asinine that these college players or these NFL players are going back to college.
I know.
That's a you problem if you can't make an NFL roster.
I will say this, though. And this maybe is the bright side to all of this happening. Josh Pate put this on Twitter a couple minutes ago, and I think he is right. I love Pate. We are a pro-Pate show, of course. He says, college football's plan to sabotage itself so badly that the NFL is forced to step in has been shockingly effective. I mean, that might be the course of action we're on. And listen, if you want to make the argument that the NCAA is doing all of this on purpose, just to make somebody step in and fix all of it who actually has the power to fix all of it, I'm willing to hear that argument.
But you know what? That's even worse, though, from an adult, like, governing side of what the NCAA is supposed to be built upon, though. If they're saying watch these guys just crash and burn, that's more worse on their side.
Yeah, no,
because they're supposed
it's
to be
the NCAA
ones,
we're talking about.
I know, but like their whole gist was we're governing these guys to help them be successful. Go pro in something more than sports, right? Was their thing.
They go pro in something called incompetence, day in and day out.
If they're setting guys up for failure, the other part is what about these guys that go back to college? Are they able to go back into pro days and combines next year?
Probably, yeah.
I hope the NFL bans them. I do. I hope the NFL. Oh, you went back to college because you couldn't make it the first time? Go back. You're no longer welcome.
How important?
Kirby.
How important is today for Cam Ward and the Tennessee Titans as they share the practice field with the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks? We will talk about the players who most need a good day at the office today, and hear from one who I think has had a good camp, who spoke to the media earlier this week as well, coming up next. Hour number 3 of Ramon and Will. Streaming live on 104.5 The Zone TV, where over 20,000 of you have subscribed on the 104.5 The Zone YouTube channel. We appreciate you.
Yeah, we do.
We'd appreciate it if we could get to 25,000 by the end of the football season. I think that's attainable for us.
I mean, as many numbers that we have checking in, man, just click the button, leave, and come back later.
That's part of why we are a Marconi finalist station. Because of you, the people. Nothing we did. Because of you, the people.
If you could break down what the Marconi is as well. Like, what is it?
It is like being up for a Grammy. It's a very big deal. Very big deal. A national award for Station of the Year. So we'll see what happens in a couple weeks.
We talking about Grammy.
They're going to think I won a Grammy.
They're going to think I won a Grammy. They better not let us win that. Boy, I promise you. It would not hit the end of that.
Prepare to be sick of us.
Already are, probably.
Yeah, well, that's probably true.
I mean, it's not
That's probably true. I give people ammo to be sick of me every day.
Listen, it's hard being like this, Will. Somebody got to do it. I'm just riffing now. I'm really not like this, man.
Yes, you are. What are you talking about?
Only in competitive moments, though. Like, I'm only like this in competitive moments.
Well, today is a competitive moment for the Titans and the Seahawks. Kirby Allen, Kirby turning around checking you right now.
Give me a little bit, Kirk. Kirk like when I talk trash like this, man.
As the Titans practice with the Seahawks today, how big of a day is this for Cam Ward?
Big. This obvious big.
They're all big.
I would say this, though. It's more important than big. The way he operates, the way he make plays, his decision-making, man. We spoke earlier, just having us talk about it and having a former quarterback and Dan Orlovsky, speak about his performance. And not just him, it was others speaking about it as well. A lot of people are rooting for Cam inside and outside of this city. Non-Titans fans are rooting for him, and I think people want to see Cam be successful. So the way he operates today and the reports that come out about how good he looks needs to be top of the storyline. Like, a fine day is cool, but a good day is even better nationally for him, and I think for his team as well. There's a lot surrounding Cam as far as the help. I feel like when you look at some of the things that were used as excuses last year, right? Well, the O-line don't give him enough time. He's a rookie. The offensive coordinator wasn't that good last year. The team just wasn't good. A lot of people, including myself, feel like they've helped build up some of those things that they've helped themselves, like the offensive line has helped themselves.
They look better today than they did for a lot of last season.
Yes, absolutely.
For pretty much all of last season.
You got health on your side at a lot of positions as well. You feel like the floor has been raised up with some of the weapons that you've kind of brought in. We've heard of the connection that he and Carnell make. Like, what is that going to evolve into more so over the course of this year? And specifically against a team that's got some real good corners. They're known. Like, if some teams, like the Titans, are known as a run franchise, right? Like, just running back after running back after running back, right? And defensive ends and D tackles. Like, the Seattle Seahawks are a team that's known for secondary. Like, okay, they have a Legion of Boom. Next thing you know, they settle down for a little bit, and now they're back in that space again, Will. Like, can you operate efficiently against them? So I don't want to call it big. I want to call this is important.
I mean, they are loaded at every level of this defense, Seattle.
Important.
There is a test for the Titans offense on the front line with Leonard Williams, Byron Murphy, Jaron Reed, and DeMarcus Lawrence.
Bro.
There is a challenge to throw over the middle against Drake Thomas, Ernest Jones, Uchenna Nwosu. On the outside, Devin Witherspoon and Josh Jobe, Julian Love, Ty Okada, Nicky Manwari. I mean, there's not a weakness, is there?
No.
In this Seattle team.
That's how you win a Super Bowl. Like, they've done well with drafting and free agents. Them trading for Leonard Williams, even at his age right now, has netted benefits because of Byron Murphy's situation, right? Like, him being a young guy, watching the old guy like him, and just not only just that, but the yin and yang of it as well. You got a guy that can get upfield, that can stretch you out when it comes down to his rush with Leonard Williams, but you got a quick guy up the middle in Byron Murphy that can cause fits and chaos for the guys in the middle. So, like, there's a lot that goes into it, not even including their outside rushers. So, yeah, this is a big, important test for this group in a practice setting where coaches can ask for stuff and want to see you be successful.
So here's my question for the people and for you as well. If Cam Ward's first preseason game spooked you a little bit and concerned you about his future as the quarterback of the Tennessee Titans, what would it take to unspook you? Is it today's practice? Is it Sunday's preseason game? Is it regular season success and reps like he looked like at the end of last season? Is it a month, 2 months? Or are you just out? 615-737-1045. I think there will be people on both extremes of this discussion who absolutely believe Cam Ward is still the guy, franchise quarterback. Yeah, last week wasn't great, but I'm not worried. And then I think also we will have some of the other side of this equation to say, nah, he's not a franchise quarterback. Let's ride with Will Levis. Because you know those people are out there who legitimately believe that. There's got to be a middle ground here between, yes, last week wasn't good, but what will it take for him to calm your nerves a little bit? Would love to hear from you on this. 615-737-1045. Where do you fall on this, Ramon?
As far as what he needs to do and how I feel about
what
it,
he needs to do to quiet some of the concerns and some of the questions that were raised last Thursday.
I think it's this practice and it's the game. Because there was some good stuff that happened in practice, like the interception that he had, like the context behind it. Dan Moore was out of practice because he was fighting. There was pressure on the left side with Brandon Crenshaw-Dixon, and he threw a ball behind somebody because of that pressure. Like, that's context to that interception. He had some good. He started dotting guys as well in practice. But then you say, of course, practice is what it is, and it's different from the game. Well, it was different for him in the game. You're supposed to take those practice reps, the bad of it, and make it better in game. So I do want to see him have a good day. If he has a great day, even better. If he has a great day, fine. I want to see you do it in the stadium. Like a lot of what we're speaking of with practice reps and how he performs his completions and interceptions and incompletions that he has, like I will say, I can compartmentalize that and say that's practice. The most important thing you can do is in the stadium. And that's kind of where I am as far as judging him on what next step he makes is, yeah, it will be a little bit different in game. The jerseys fit a little bit different. How quickly can you execute what you do against them today in practice versus what you do to them again on Sunday in the stadium? I'm putting more stock almost on the stadium, Will.
So a good performance on Sunday night, and you're back to square one on Cam and can just chalk off the San Francisco performance as an outlier.
Yeah, for sure. And here's the other side, though, too. Having been here at these practices, we see there's much more to this offense as well.
There is.
Right?
And he's looked better in practice. I mean, maybe every single time we've seen him out here. His worst performance of this entire build-up to week one might have been the game itself.
It was hit.
I cannot think of one practice where he's looked remotely close to that. And it's why, for me, I'm not going to sit here and say he's a bust or say that he's trending in the wrong direction when so far that is the outlier.
It is. And that's where, like I'm saying, like when it comes down to what he does here, I want it to be good. This defense is problematic for almost any team in the NFL. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They got rushers at every level, and they got a defense that's very – it's electric.
Right.
But I want to see it be a game thing too.
Commenter on YouTube says, I think it's odd to act like it's just one preseason game that spooks people. What about last season plus one preseason game? I'm not out on him, but I want to be in. I don't think we're acting like, Ramon, it's just the San Francisco performance. However, Cam Ward was trending in the right direction until the preseason performance.
Yeah.
Even at the end of last season, we did not see any sample sizes that looked like Thursday. That's my point.
Yeah.
He finished with post-bye week last year, 10 touchdowns, 1 interception, plus 2 rushing scores.
No doubt.
There were very few moments that looked like last Thursday. So that's why it is the preseason game that is the topic of discussion. A, because that's the present moment that we're living in. It's the most recent thing to happen. But no, I mean, it's not just the one preseason game, but the one preseason game changed the dialogue because in the 3 practices leading up to the preseason game, our topic on this show was, wow, Cam really seems to be improving.
Right.
And then that conversation changed when he got under the lights in San Francisco and looked like he had gotten worse since the end of last season.
And here's the thing. We know because he acknowledged what his issues were. He said he felt sped up. Now that you know that, you acknowledge it, how do you not have that same feeling into the second opportunity? Even, I will say, even in practice, right? Because I don't know, because of his offensive line, how bad they have been for him. Even in college, he was running around a little bit like that as well. Like, can you settle yourself in and play the position? I think that is the biggest takeaway I want to see from him. And settling in means, Will, not feeling or being sped up.
I think a good day for him this week looks like staying in the pocket and delivering accurate passes on time.
Yeah.
And doing it today, doing it Sunday. We got a comment on YouTube that says 8 of 13, 80-plus yards and a touchdown, and he's back in.
That.
He doesn't feel bad about Thursday. If you gave me that, I'm certainly going to feel better, but I need to see it twice.
Yep.
In order for me to push that game last Thursday to the side and say, just a bad day at the office, I'm not super worried. I need to see that kind of performance, and 8 of 13 for 80-plus and a touchdown's asking a lot. I need to see good performances both Sunday and against Chicago.
Not a bad place to be at, though. Like, that's a feasible stat line if you're getting 20, 30
That's a
reps
really good. That's a great day at the office. 8 of
know.
13 for 80-plus and a touchdown. I think that's asking a lot to say, like, that's what it takes. If you gave me 8 of 13 for 60, for 55, and a touchdown Sunday and against Chicago, I'm willing to give you a pass for San Francisco because it's going to be really easy for us if he has a good day Sunday to say, all right, well, you're 1 for 2.
Yeah.
So the way you play against Chicago really determines the overall body of work in preseason.
Is a lot of this because of the team he's on or the pick that he is as well?
It's both.
I know.
I think all of it is a part of this.
I'm trying to see if we can do process of elimination by saying the team still isn't good. Like, is it because he should be elevating this team? Like, is that where the pressure
100%.
is?
He's the number 1 overall pick.
Gotcha.
And he's a second-year quarterback, and everything this offseason was built around making him better. Who you hired as your offensive play caller, the fact that you drafted Carnell Tate, all of this is about Cam improving and Cam taking a step. And your ability to compete this year hinges on Cam getting better. And so I don't think we're being harsh or oversensitive to say we need to see Cam get better. It's a critical year for him. Otherwise, we're going to be talking about quarterbacks and free agency next year.
Sheesh.
That's just the reality of the way this works.
Yeah, it is. He has to have a good showing and a better showing in the stadium. 100%.
Twice for me.
Twice, yeah. Okay, I'm here for that because both of these defenses, this one and Chicago's, they're really good. Mm-hmm. And he's got some real good tests to get prepped for week 1.
615-737-1045, our number. We pose the question to you. What do you need to see from Cam Ward in order to feel better after last week's preseason performance in Santa Clara against the 49ers? Jake is first up. What's up, Jake?
Morning, Jake.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good morning.
Good. I honestly think it's ludicrous that you just said we're looking for quarterbacks in free agency next year. I completely disagree with that.
I'm not saying that's the case. I'm saying if things really go south, Jake, like if it's a really bad year, then yeah, I think that's a talking point, 100%.
I'd say that's fair, but after one preseason game, I don't think we need to be having any conversations like this at all. I still have full faith in Cam. One bad preseason game, I'm not worried. The only thing I'm worried about is his pocket presence. He's worried that he has the same O-line he had last year and is too quick to scramble. All I need to see from him these next 2 preseason games is to take a couple more seconds, or the seconds that he can, before he starts making a run.
Gotcha.
Sure.
I get that, Jake.
Fair
Most
enough.
definitely. I get that. And that is a part of the success that you're looking for as well, though. If he does that and not go outside of the pocket and let the play develop, like, I continually say this, like, everybody's got something dirty about their job in football. Offensive linemen got to hit every single play. Wide receivers got to go across the middle. Quarterbacks got to stand in the pocket and take one on the chin when you got a guy open on the left side, is what Jake is saying. Like, that's the component of the game and what you're that you want to see him take the next step.
Right. That was always, too, the worry you had about throwing Cam Ward into the deep end of the pool last year is the challenge of developing bad habits and playing behind such a bad offensive line that you feel like you have got to get the ball out so quickly that now you are on the other end of the spectrum from where you were last year. Last year, holding on to the ball too long, running out of the back of the pocket, trying to do too much. Thursday against San Fran, you feel like the ball's got to come out so quickly because of the offensive line put in front of you last year that you are missing layups that are open.
Do we have – I might have to text my guy and ask him because I'm trying to see if we have a quarterback that got used to his offensive line getting better. Like, how do you gain
We're going to watch
confidence?
one on the other team today.
No. I want to be able to describe that. Like, how do you get comfortable knowing that knowing that your offensive line has your back? Because if that is the thing, by throwing him into the deep end, and the deep end was 55 sacks last year, right? How do you get back to the point of saying, I'm comfortable in the pocket?
Sam Darnold went 2-10 in 2020 with the New York Jets. He was sacked 35 times in 12 starts.
I know, but like mentally, what did he have to feel? That's the part of it to where if
it can be done.
Cam is skittish about his OL protecting him, what did a quarterback like Sam Darnold do to say, I'm going to stay in this pocket and trust these guys? Because it can't be easy.
I mean, how does Joe Burrow make it work? He threw for 4,600 yards on 70% completion and led the league with 51 sacks taken in 2021 when they made a Super Bowl run.
I'm going to hit somebody up and ask this question.
Okay, sounds good.
Let's see if I can get a football answer from it,
615-737-1045. Open for your thoughts. If you're worried about Thursday's performance, if you're worried about your quarterback, what would it take for you to be unworried about your quarterback? We'll get to more of your phone calls and thoughts coming up next. Wrapping up hour 3 on Ramon and Will. I just saw this, Ramon, from Bengals center Ted Karras. By the way, the guy I most irrationally hate in the NFL. Ted Karras stinks. Can't stand that guy. But this is a funny quote. On watching the Bears struggle against Dexter Lawrence, quote, "It was bleeping great. It validated a lot of my insecurities." Jeff Schwartz quoted it and said, offensive line, quote, Hall of Fame.
Hey, never forget, we're like elephants. We'll speak with a mouthful of food.
Yeah, you are. So let's hear from somebody else. 615-737-1045 as I hiccup mid-tease. What will it take for you to not hold Cam Ward's preseason game in San Francisco against him? What do you need to feel a little bit better? Cousin P on the line to talk about Cam this morning. What's up, Cousin P?
Hey guys, good morning.
Good morning.
So from watching the game last week, I need to see Cam trust his O-line just a little bit more. We know he's out there seeing ghosts. It's a symptom, and nobody wants to get hit. Especially by guys that are Ramon size. That probably
no
wouldn't
doubt
feel
about
too
it.
good, right? But the biggest thing I really want to see from Cam is him taking the check down routes. I know he wants to make the big NFL plays. I know he wants to make the highlights. But he's going to have to look for check downs a little bit more often. That's the offensive system. That's kind of what is set up for him. Just take the check down. Those, you got receivers, that can, out of the slot that can take the ball the distance from there. You got Tyson Spears. I mean, hopefully he can stay healthy. He can take check down routes. You have people who can take those routes 5 yards, 2 or 3 yards from the catch and can make plays off of that. That sets up things downfield when that defense routes. And then that's the plays that Cam can make us a gunslinger. So hopefully he's got that. Hopefully they, drill that into his head for this upcoming week, and we'll see y'all.
No doubt.
Appreciate the call. Thank you, Cousin B.
Take what's in front of you. I know that's easier said. I think that's the most appropriate thing that he should do, but he's made a living playing this way too. And I don't know how to say he will do this. I think we're all of the mindset you hope he does that, because when you have the talents that he does have, eventually that will come out. It's just a matter of like Pete said, you don't have to force it sometimes. We'll see today though, and Sunday.
We will.
All of this is happening in real time. That's the other part behind it as well. There's no grace given to watching stuff develop in real time.
There's not, and there's just not a lot of grace given for a number 1 overall pick who looked shakier than a lot of day 2 and 3 rookie quarterbacks looked last week in preseason. Yeah. It's just the reality of it. Cam Ward, to whom much is given, who is highly drafted, much is asked. And that's just kind of where we're at this point. We should have high expectations for someone, considering the package from the New York Giants that the Titans reportedly turned down on draft night.
Does Fernando Mendoza get this level of hate this morning from
No,
the Raiders?
because he's 2 games into his preseason.
Pick 6, though.
And he also had a good performance. And that's the thing I think with Cam. Fernando Mendoza, now half of his preseason games have been good, half have been bad. For Cam today and Sunday, if he plays better, then he'll be given a little bit of a pass for last Thursday. Same for Mendoza. He's already shown one good performance, and so he's not crushed as much for the second performance. You can chalk that up to, just one bad throw, and everything else was good, though. It's easier to do that gymnastics for someone who hasn't been here as long and had a better debut last week.
You think winning the Natty also gives Mendoza a little bit of a pass winning a national championship too?
We've seen plenty of national championship quarterbacks not look
too?
like. Yeah, of course. We've seen plenty of Heisman quarterbacks. Troy Smith won the Heisman.
Who won number
didn't
1
expect
overall, though.
much about him. Exactly. That by itself isn't why we expect a lot of these guys. Winning the national title is great, but there are plenty of national title winning quarterbacks that aren't expected very much of. We don't expect very much of. So we'll see. It's going to be an interesting weekend. It's going to be an interesting day today. Between the Titans and Seahawks. I think this is a secondary that you would expect is going to have some degree of success against Cam because it's the Seahawks. They didn't just snap their fingers and forget how to play football. It's going to be a big challenge, and it might not look great today. Probably won't for a lot of this team. And part of that can be because the Seahawks are really good at football.
So I got a answer on the how do you start trusting the offensive line. I'll give my source on this because it's a very valid guy that's been out the game for a while, but he knows the quarterback position. Also a black quarterback as well, Charlie Batch. I asked the question, hey, if a quarterback has had issues with his O-line protecting him and he's gotten hit a lot, how do you get to the point where you trust that they are better and you're okay standing in the pocket? He first says by not getting hit.
Well,
and then
it's a good start.
He said it tells me that the quarterback no longer trusts the line. His eyes are now going from reading the defense to looking at the protection first, bailing out of the pocket because he's late on the read. If he's at this point, he has to get back to basic with his eyes until the line proves they will protect. He's hopefully not a young quarterback. If he is, they better address it quickly.
And that's why we talk about the offensive line so much on this show.
It's true.
Because it is directly helpful or harmful for your quarterback and his development.
It's funny that he says he's not looking at the defense, he's looking at the protection first.
Like your eyes need to be downfield.
Downfield.
More so than they need to be, am I safe? All right, now I'll look up and see who's open.
That's just one guy's opinion that played that position.
I think it's really well said.
Yeah. That is,
shout out Charlie Batch.
That is a heck of a doggone response right there. That's good stuff.
That's good. It's got to get fixed quickly. And that's why practices like today, that's why preseason games like Sunday, that's why next weekend against the Bears, that's why all of this matters. Cam cannot continue to play like he did last week and inspire much confidence that he is the franchise quarterback of the Tennessee Titans for years to come.
Wow.
Coming up, Tate Matthews joins us. Our first visit with Tate, talking high school football week 1, which got started last night. We'll talk a little bit about some of those games. We'll preview the biggest games in Middle Tennessee week 1 with our guy, Tate Matthews, after this.
You know what you need for your tailgate? I'm here to tell you. Get like Babs, Don Davenport, and myself and get a Ford F-150. And right now, it's F-150 season at Two Rivers Ford. You can lock in 2.9% financing for up to 84 months on a brand new 2026 F-150. You choose the terms, plus $1,500 bonus cash and a 2-year complimentary maintenance plan. That's 2.9% APR, $1,500 and a 2-year maintenance plan on your new F-150. And when you do business with Two Rivers Ford, you can rest assured you're doing business with a locally owned company that's upfront and honest. The price you see online is always the price you pay, and you won't find any add-on accessories or surprises that increase the price when you get to the dealership. So put an F-150 in your driveway. Go see the non-commissioned sales team at Two Rivers Ford. Family owned for 3 generations. Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer.
9:01. Good morning, live from the Circus Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. Titans training camp continues today as the defending Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks are in town for joint practice at the Vanderbilt Health Football Center as they prepare for Sunday night's preseason game number 2 under the lights. Practice is from 10:30 to 12:30 today and open to the fans. Head coach Robert Saleh and players will speak after practice to the media. On a Sunday, the Titans do take on the Seahawks at Nissan Stadium with a 7 o'clock p.m. kickoff. The Lee Company countdown to kickoff gets you started right here on the Zone at 4 before Titans radio pregame takes over at 6, and then kickoff is at 7 with Taylor Zarzer and Ramon Foster on the call. Preseason action last night, the Raiders beat the Texans 22-20 despite a struggling start from first overall draft pick quarterback Fernando Mendoza, who threw a pick 6 in the first quarter, and the 49ers dominated the Chargers 41-17. 3 more games on tonight as the Steelers host the Jets at 6 o'clock. Jaguars host the Panthers at 6, and the Broncos host the Packers at 8. Tomorrow night, Nashville Soccer Club looks to build on their lead over Inter Miami in the MLS standings as they host Columbus Crew at Geodis Park with the 7:30 p.m. kickoff. Will Bowling on the call right here on 104.5. The Zone pregame gets you started at 7. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and the Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Away we go into the fourth and final hour of the program. Ramon Will on 104.5 The Zone. We'll have Ron Slay with us in 20 minutes. We are here at the Vanderbilt Health Football Center getting you ready for Titans and Seahawks joint practice today. And we are looking ahead to week 1 of the high school football season, which started last night and continues with a full slate of games tonight. And joining us for the first of many visits this fall talking high school ball, he is our guy, Tate Matthews. Tate, happy week 1. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, fellas. You all doing okay? I can feel the enthusiasm through the phone, man. Y'all bringing the juice.
We're ready to go,
this
Tate.
Friday morning.
We're watching 3 fields. Be prepared. The Super Bowl champions are here to practice against the Titans. I got to yell ball at the screen last night watching Brentwood Academy take on Baylor and watch some good football. We are excited to have you back on with us, Tate, this year, presented by Street Tuxedo, who brings you to the people this fall.
Man, shout out to John, by the way, man. Street, Tate, that's big time.
Yeah, man. Ramon, you know John, a good friend of yours, good friend of mine, his father, Mark, but they are JM Street Menswear and Tuxedo. And just like you, I'm a customer first. Yeah. If you need a tux or a suit for a wedding, homecoming, or prom, go see them at JM Street. They're the best in the business. They have locations in Hendersonville, Murfreesboro, Franklin, and Nashville. They also sell suits, sport coats. They'll do custom suits, sport coats, and tuxedos. And you got to go in there if you're a college football fan, man. They've got a new selection of college team gear. They've got Tennessee, Alabama, Ole Miss, Georgia, Auburn, Vandy. They've got brands and items that you cannot find in the college bookstores. They're awesome. They carry Cricket, Turtleson, Volunteers Tradition, Gentile, and many more. They've got a great selection. They have the best service anywhere. I hope you're okay with this, Ramon. Tell them Tate and Ramon sent you.
100%, because I'm a frequent customer, okay? My kids with their formals and spring formals, winter formals, proms, and then I have a couple events I have to go to as well. You know who else you can tell to go with them as well, Tate? Ron Slay. Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Hey, I didn't want to say this, but I mean this complimentary because you two were such great athletes. If they can find something to fit you and Slay, we're good.
We're good.
That's why Slay's the sharpest dressed man on SEC Network and ESPN.
Big
Absolutely.
and small, long and tall.
I love it. Well, Tate, last night was a star-studded Week 1 showdown between Baylor and Brentwood Academy. We had David Gabriel George. We had future Vols, Kenny Simon and Keyshawn Bowman making plays. We even got to see Marshall Manning make his debut in high school football last night. Brentwood Academy coming up short 38-20, but Tate, it feels likely that we may see a rematch of this game later on in the fall.
Yeah, that's why the regular season, it's always important, but it'll be very important. Brentwood Academy, if they handle their business, which they should, I don't see anybody that's going to knock them off. They got to make sure they're on opposite ends of the bracket, right? But yeah, I think it would be a safe bet to say we'll see those two in Chattanooga again. There was a lot of talent out there. There were a lot of flags. Don't know that I've ever seen that many flags in a first quarter. Goodness gracious. But, I mean, I guess if it's a penalty, you got to call it, right? So, but Gabriel Georges, for the UT fans, he did not disappoint. He had 250 yards of total offense, 172 rushing, 78 receiving, 3 touchdowns. But golly, some of those plays, man, his balance, that first run he had in the first quarter where he got upended, put his hand down, did a handstand, came back down and kept going. I've never seen anybody like the guy, man. So he's special. I'm sure there's a reason why. I believe I would have just handed that ball to the guy about 20 times in the first half, and I don't know what would have happened. So, but yeah, man, he didn't disappoint. That Baylor offensive line's huge. We got to see Marshall Manning. I saw David Pollock tweet it, said I wouldn't have even had to know who I thought the exact same thing when I saw I wouldn't have even had to know who he was. Seeing him jog back to the huddle after that throw, there's no doubt who he is, right? But Cruz Jenkins on the other side, he looked really good. He had 200 yards of passing, had a 68-yard touchdown to Lex Baskin, and then it looked like a bust to me, but an 80-yard touchdown to Keyshawn Bowman. Roman Jennings, I've always liked him. I thought he had a really nice interception return, the linebacker. Really like him, so it's going to be fun. But, hey, I know you liked it. Did you watch it, Ramon?
I saw highlights. Of course, they were everywhere. I had a freshman high school game last night, if you was wondering, Tate.
Okay, I understand that. What about in that first drive, Brentwood Academy drive in the third quarter? They get down the goal line. Coach Paul Wade gets in 2 tights and a smokestack, and that up back, he had offensive lineman number 73 up there. Man, that was awesome.
I have chills thinking about it.
You don't see 2 tights in a smokestack much anymore.
No, you do not. It's a good ball.
That's big boy ball right there.
Hey, real quick, though, Will, because I got to talk about this. That helmet issue. DGG's helmet popped off about 5, 6, 7 times, and they were saying Brentwood Academy is grabbing his face mask. There was one face mask. That wasn't a Brentwood Academy thing. That was I'd get that guy in an F7 today if I was them. But anyways, you can't put that all on Brentwood Academy. One, it wasn't buckled all the way up, and I love him, and I'm glad he's going to Tennessee. But that's not on BA. That's a helmet issue and a tightening of the chin strap issue.
I also think it was, if it's the same helmet from last year, from his dreadlocks that he had, to him having a low cut right now. Wonder have they scanned his head to get him a new helmet. That may be it as well.
That's right. I'd still put him in MF7, but that's just me.
Okay, gotcha. Hey, listen, they do personalized stuff out here now. I'm rolling with you, Tate. If you tell me we're rolling with the MF7, I'm rolling with the MF7, okay? Let's go. Football is live in the state of Tennessee with high school ball, man. Green Hills Beach tonight at Beach. I think it's a My TV 30 game as well. Tate, what you saying about this one?
Yeah, man, I went to that game last year. And, man, it was really, really physical. Green Hill got the win. It was a TV game last year, but it was on Thursday night. Green Hill got the win, 38-21. It's a little bit different look this year. Aiden Powell, the monster quarterback from Beach, is gone. So they would line. Coach Crabtree would line up and give him the ball, 20, 25 times a game. That will be different this year. It'll go back to looking like the regular Beach. But man, both these teams, what I love about both these teams is they're both so physical. Will Butler's back, the Marshall commit, at defensive back for Green Hill. He's the region defensive player of the year coming back. He's a guy who will come down and smack you. And then they've got Zach Cartwright, a 3-year starter with over 3,200 yards in total offense for Green Hill. So both these teams are going to look a little bit different, but if you like physical football, it's the My TV 30 game tonight. And by the way, Lucas and Bruno did a great job last night, and they will again tonight. I love Lucas is a pro, man.
Yeah,
but anyways, if you like physical football, this is the game for you, one of the games for you.
And shout out to Lucas, too, because he's doing 4 broadcasts in 4 days right now, because I know he's doing Tennessee soccer Sunday.
Get out of here.
Lucas must not have a girlfriend.
He does.
He's got a fiance.
Yeah.
She's special then, man.
She's out of state. She's in med school. There you go. She's trying to be the breadwinner. He's trying to be a stay-at-home dad, man.
Yeah. But Sawyer Phillips, he started that game last year, but then Caden ended up getting it. well, you know Beach well, Ramon. Sawyer is QB1 now, and don't let that worry if you're a Buccaneer fan. He's a good quarterback.
He
He'll get
is.
even better.
He looks like a quarterback as well, man. Good arm on him, too, man. I've seen this kid because they're the same age as my boys, man, literally grow up taking. I mean, that environment tonight is going to be pretty electric just because it's opening game at Beach. Shackle Island.
Where are you going to be? Are you in the stands, down on the sideline? Where are you?
I'll probably be in the stands, man, more than likely. And, if I ain't got anything to do tonight. We had the freshman game last night as well, man. Pretty electric game last night. There's been some good ball as of late, and I know Coach Crabtree is excited about this team. So they got some studs out there.
Yeah. Coach Crabtree will get in two tights in a smokestack now.
Yes, he will.
Listen, I thought you
Absolutely,
knew ball.
He will. Yeah, absolutely. Tate, what about Oakland and CPA? These two teams love playing each other, and they are often in Chattanooga at the end of the season, and they get better from these early season games that they play from year to year.
Yeah, I love this game. If you've never been to a game in the Den at Christ Presbyterian Academy, I know I'm biased, but it's one of my favorite places to watch a game. There's no track. You're right there on the field. Tomorrow night. It's the MyTV 30 game. Cameron Morton, who split time at quarterback last year for Coach Creasy, he's QB1 now, and I guess he was QB1A last year. He's just a sophomore, but gosh, you saw a bunch of it last year. He's so athletic, can run and meet you with his arm. His passing game's getting better. He had 5 touchdowns with 0 interceptions in 3 scrimmages. And if you weren't paying attention, they scrimmaged Lipscomb and McCauley, so it's not like they weren't scrimmaging tough defenses. But the Coach Creasy just is, when you talk to him, he talks about a young man named Trent Gibbs, sophomore outside linebacker. He plays 3 different spots on defense. This guy's an athlete. He'll come after you. He'll be a name that when you're talking about the great defenders, and there's been a bunch of them that have played for the Patriots. Trent Gibbs is going to be one of them. Watch for him. Jack Van Orman is back as the starter again this year at CPA. Big, strong guy, great arm, but he can also run. Rawls Patterson is gone, obviously, so it'll be running back by committee tonight for the Lions. And it'll be a little bit different look offensively for the Lions this year. So excited to see that as well. But anytime these two get together, really fun game. And kudos to Coach Creasy and Coach Martin for playing this game. These are the kind of, non-region, 2 different division games that everybody loves to see.
That's kind of cool, too, on Jack Van Norman going to Missouri State with Casey Woods as a former Vol there as well. So I actually thought Jack would do more baseball, but he chose football and it's benefited and paid off for him, too, man. Jack's a good kid as well.
Big, strong kid, man. He's not anymore, but he started on that state championship team. He started as a punter, so he can do a lot of things.
More you can do.
I love it. Tate Matthews joins us Fridays at 9 o'clock in the high school football season. Week 1 underway. It is good to be talking ball and previewing games again. Tate, we appreciate you. We're excited to have you back on board for another season.
All right, fellas. Always enjoy it. Y'all have a great rest of the show. Enjoy the weekend, and we'll talk to you next Friday.
Yes, we will. All right. Appreciate you, Tate. That's Tate Matthews with us here this morning previewing Week 1 of high school football.
It just seems more exciting this year. And it's probably like this every year. I got to write down on my notepad, it's exciting every year.
And watch, we'll get to Week 7 and be like, wow, the season's just flying by more than ever this year. We're already into Week 7. And it's the way it always goes.
It's the way it rolls, baby.
Is today a must-win practice? We'll ask Ron Slay that, who joins us coming up next.
When you start noticing cracks in the walls, uneven floors, or driveways sinking and separating, it's more than a home issue. It's a peace of mind issue. That's why who you choose for foundation repair, concrete leveling, it really matters. I personally trust United Structural Systems because they've been doing this the right way since 1994 right here in Tennessee. USS, they don't believe in the quick fixes or those scare tactics. They take the time to inspect, explain what is happening, and walk you through real proven solutions that are built to last. Whether your home needs foundation stabilization, crawl space repair, or concrete leveling for sinking sidewalks, patios, or driveways, USS uses engineered systems designed for long-term performance, not temporary patches. Right now, USS, they're offering several payment options for you to make your foundation repairs more affordable. Choose one of the following, where you can get 10% discount when you pay in full, or fix it now, pay later with 18 months, no interest, no payments, or 36 months, no interest with low payment options for qualified buyers. Listen to me. USS is dedicated to helping their customers get the repairs they need now to protect their greatest investments for a lifetime. They're dependable, they're trustworthy, they're USS. So give them a call and learn more at USSTN.com.
Ramon Will on 104.5 The Zone. Hour 4 rolls on. As in a moment, Ron Slay will roll in to the discussion.
Man,
we got a little Boosie.
We do.
On the speakers. Ramon and I just in here doing karaoke like Slay and I did a few weeks ago, or a few months ago now at this point, for 3HL karaoke when we did Wipe Me Down together.
Hey, if I tell you they didn't check me at the door.
Ain't no telling what I'm holding.
Ain't no telling what I'm holding, Will. Hey, real recognize real. That's all I'm saying, man. They didn't check me at the door, so ain't no telling what I'm holding. We honestly,
real coworkers don't sleep.
I'm telling you, we can honestly transition Savage over to some Lil Boosie because he will tell you. He got on to me one time about Lil Boosie.
Why's that?
Because I ain't have enough in my playlist on my iPod.
Is that where Savage comes from?
A little bit. I'm going to be real with you. Savage, yeah.
Savage Life.
Him and
Fox
Webbing.
a Million,
Fox
man.
a
You already
Million.
know what it is.
Yeah.
I pull up at the club BIP. Gas tank on E, so all drinks on me.
Wipe me down. Fresh kick, fresh white, tall tee, fresh NFL hat.
Fresh
and the
bows.
bows with the tee.
Yeah, exactly.
Wipe me down.
Exactly.
Fresh shades.
I think you'd be okay with me saying this the other day. I was watching practice the other day.
Will?
Teron Davenport was next to me, and I was doing this too with another song. He was like, "All right, Will, really?" And I said, "Ramon and I had this exact same discussion when I first started working with him, where he was like, wow." All right. I surprised you a little bit when we first started working together.
Hey, man, God forbid a white boy have a little motion
God
out
forbid.
Here,
Would hate to get a little motion. That would stink. Let me put on my shades. Hold on. Where are they?
God forbid.
Wait, hold on.
My dog
wait
have
a
a
minute.
little motion out
Wait a
here,
minute.
man. See, this is the all right.
There we go.
Boy, I got a little motion out here now, man. I got my transition glasses on today. My words have been thrown off today.
It's Friday.
It is a Friday. I've talked enough.
Yeah.
We'll be there. But, yeah, Hawk, we might have to go and add some clean versions of Lil Boosie to the playlist at some point, Brother Hawk.
I think it's a fantastic idea.
Yeah, Savage
No
would mind that. Enough. See, there go my dog. Hawk also said that he's gotten exposed to more hippity hop as well being on the show. I thought Hawk was like a very verse music connoisseur.
Well, he actually knows it so well now, they're calling it hip hawk.
That's enough out of you.
Shut him down, Hawk.
The good news is that, Justin, in order to turn my mic off, you would also lose Ramon. So I got free reign out here.
See, he knows too much, Brother Hawkins. He knows
That's
too
right.
much.
That's been the case for a long time.
I got another answer from a quarterback that I trust and know very intimately, too.
Okay.
If you want to transition about the life of a QB. This ain't law. But, like, I wanted to figure out.
You got
the
a second
mindset.
opinion.
Yeah, I got second opinion.
So we talked earlier about what you need to see from Cam Ward in this weekend's performances against the Seahawks. And we say performances, plural, because today's joint practice counts within that as well. And then obviously Sunday night against the Seahawks in Nissan Stadium. Ramon asked the question to a couple of quarterbacks in his Rolodex. How hard is it to start to trust an offensive line that you clearly don't trust yet because you've been hit a lot? And you quoted an answer from Charlie Batch earlier in the show in Hour 3 that you can hear in the Zone Podcast Network. You have also now gotten a second answer.
I have gotten
from a quarterback on how you develop trust of the protection in front of you.
The mind of how he develops it. I'll give you Charlie's first answer. If you missed it earlier, man, Charlie's first answer was, where's that? By not getting hit. He went LOL. It tells me that the quarterback no longer trusts the line. His eyes are now going from reading the defense to looking at protection first. Bailing out of the pocket because he's late on the read. If he's at this point, he has to get back to the basics with his eyes until the line proves they will protect. Hopefully he's not a young quarterback. If he is, they better address it quick, which has been part of the conversation, right? That's from one very experienced guy across the league that watches and still covered the game well, even if it's locally. So I asked another quarterback as well. It's just like, okay, well, let me see how this trend goes. Now, again, this isn't law, and I don't know if this is the issue. But if you're feeling sped up, most times you're probably uneasy about it. And the conversation was sparked by saying maybe he doesn't trust the O-line, which is a very valid point. Right, Will? Mm-hmm. It's very valid. Like, I don't trust y'all. I was explaining it.
That's what it felt like.
That's what it feels like.
That's what it felt like.
I've been T-boned in a wreck before. At almost every intersection still, I wait 1.5, 2 seconds before going because I didn't
left,
see it.
right, left, right, left.
I didn't see it
and
the
then
first time.
Yeah.
You know? So,
right.
like, getting over that takes time. And the second quarterback I hit up, said repetition and development of the trust through not getting hit. Only time and not getting that hit can cure it, unless they have a crazy love for the line and they can just overcome it. Same answer, different words for the most part, but it is the O-line also has to do its part.
The best way to trust an offensive line is to be protected behind said offensive line.
Yeah.
It truly can be that simple to a very complex question.
Yeah, it's that. So this progression that we're wanting from almost hearing those guys give me that answer makes me slow to say, you know what? It ain't going to make me slow because you're making excuses for Cam, but, like, trust is over time.
It's not going to happen in one preseason game or in one regular season game.
Right.
It is a process.
Trust is over time, man, and, like, that's what those guys are essentially telling me about that is, like, man, it really boils down to time on task, as Coach Mack would like to say from time to time. Right here, Savage. Coach Mack would like to say, hey, Kurt. What, Kurt? Oh, Burt gonna get
Big
you
Boss
right.
Burt's got us.
Big Boss Burt gonna get us.
Big Boss Burt's working.
That trust comes over time, dog, and that's the only thing that I feel like that you can correct that by.
Ron Slay is putting on a headset to join us. We'd love to get his microphone on so the audience can benefit from his analysis.
I got to come on.
Hey,
come on.
There you go.
Come on, I can't hear me, Kurt. I can't hear me. Yeah. Okay, turn me down a little bit, Kurt. Turn me down a little bit, Kurt.
He popped right there.
I got you.
I'm gonna pop all right. Now listen, here we is. Now I heard y'all talking about Lil Boosie coming in.
Yeah.
First of all, shout out to Tate coming in and setting the tone. I love where he was at with it. Let me give some love to my guy Street. You damn right, keep a boy fresh. You hear me?
Yeah.
I'm talking about butter clean. You ever seen? Yeah.
Oh, wow. I was like, where's that coming from?
It better be clean, Hawk.
Yeah.
It's just the instrumental.
Okay. That's all that's needed. That's all that's needed. I know every lyric and everything else. Come on. Yeah. But let me go and say this. I heard you, Will Lee, say, is that where Savage came from? Yes, to an extent.
Okay.
To an extent, that's where Savage came from. But this is what I'm telling you. I hear you. I keep you saying, is this a must-win practice? No. But coming out of that locker room every single day, you trying to win the day. Now, let me go and reset to what I was talking about. The reason this man is savage is because it's a switch that you got to be able to hit. And if you can't hit that switch, it's some things that mean more than others. Sometimes inside of you, you the one that got to go hit the switch for others. You feel what I'm saying? So if that ain't understood, I don't even know how to explain it. All I'm telling you is, man, with everything surrounding this game in week one, there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It is a week one must win because of the matchup that's taking place and everything that's around the matchup. Now, if it was the Eagles coming in, if it was the Patriots coming in, they were coming up of, Seattle was coming in, if Denver was coming in, these are looked at a little bit different. What we doing is we buckling up our shoe straps, you know what I mean? We got our 10 strap, it ain't going to be like DGG's was, where it can just fly off or anything like that. You coming in that thing and you letting it be known, we coming out here to fight. Now, we're gonna take something from this game because what y'all are, championship pedigree. Y'all was just in the playoffs.
Yeah, they were.
But these teams is 6 teams that are garbage. 6 teams that are garbage.
Come on, Savage.
So to get out of that garbage tier, what you got to do is say, we better than y'all. And you know why? I'm going to show you. If the Jets beat them, guess where you stay? In the garbage tier. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And if you don't feel like that, I can't explain that because there's something inside of you, Will Lee. It's games that mean more. I can't lose at home. And I'm talking about in Nashville when I play Vanderbilt. I can't do that. Even if I do, it's a must-win for me. It means a little something different when I play Georgia. I may lose that one. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to. I'm giving my same fight. But this one right here, I got to have.
A little bit more.
My family here.
Yeah.
I was raised here.
Yeah.
I was bred here.
Yeah,
I carried the state on my back, got it tatted on me for a reason. But that's a feeling, and everybody ain't got it. So I totally understand. I've talked to coaches. I asked them, man, do some games mean a little different than just a normal game? Yes. You know why? Because when the ball's handed to Hypo, when he's in Oklahoma, he cried. It meant something different. Up there in Neyland, the second year, it didn't mean that much. He got that out. It was an emotional attachment. So when Salah go and play his guys that he had and he brought some with him, it means something different playing them dudes that they dogged them. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They fans talking about it. How they gonna talk about us and they trash? Exactly. So guess what? Somebody got to go on and take the step, and it better be the Titans. You had the number 1 overall pick, buddy.
They did.
Had the number. You had a whole regime knocked down.
Mm-hmm.
You had a whole tree put out publicly how we gonna run our franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Because you rebranded and redoing it. So to get up out of the barrel, when your boss sitting on the table, his boss sitting on the table, somebody got to reset it. If you don't reset it, guess what?
More the same.
What we doing? Let's go get the number 1 pick again. It's 6 teams that we got to go get. They garbage.
Garbage.
Sure.
I'm just saying.
Sure.
That's why week 1 is a must win. And this practice ain't. Now, it's all jokes and games and all of that, but I'm telling you as a player, if I'm in that locker room, it's no way that I'm letting them come in here and beat us. It just can't happen that way as a leader of this bunch. So to take it back to Savage, when it's a switch and it's Baltimore walking into Pittsburgh at home, yeah, I'm down there on the side. It's Savage mode. You can see it. We got pictures of it. It's Savage mode. Give me 5.
Give me the belt. Give me that belt.
It got so good, I didn't even have to holler my dog name no more. Pouncey and them will look over like, there go bruh. There go bruh. It's on. It's different. I'm telling you, it's different.
Yeah.
And I can't explain it, Will Lee. If it ain't a gut feeling, man, I don't know what they do it for. Telling you, dog.
That's savage.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
All of that fair, and I appreciate the player mentality that.
And that's all I got.
When you walk between the white lines, that is the energy that you bring day in and day out. Today is a day that I have to win. I totally get all of that. Totally understand all of it. Relate to all of it. Here's where I come from on this, and this is where I feel like you will understand my point of view a little bit. I'm carrying that same energy into week 2 against Philadelphia, into week 3 against the New York Giants, into week 4 against the Baltimore Ravens, into week 5, into week 6. So if they do stumble out of the gate, that story is not done yet because of how many young players today who are going to look like different players in December because they do keep showing up with that same mentality. To me, it's not a must because this is going to be a climb that, again, I'm not going to sell them short against Philadelphia. I heard Zeph the other day on y'all's show, one of the many things he was talking about within this whole thing, say, well, do you really think they're going to go beat Philly if they lose to New York? Why not?
Yes.
Why not?
Yes, I do think that. Absolutely. Because
Philly,
you know what a win does?
Philly is
it's called
gettable.
morale building.
Sure.
If you lose to the Jets, we walk in there and got to reset. That's why I keep asking, what is your talk and your conversation to your guys? Because let me tell you what ain't going to fly. After winning 3 games in 2 years, total of 6, and 9-41 in 3 years, you're not coming in there resetting with me and telling me, come on, y'all. Hey, man, we can go get this one, y'all. I'm telling you right now.
There are 50 new players on this roster.
Man, I don't give a damn.
Those guys haven't been here.
It ain't 50 new fans.
That's true.
It's the same
For
one.
us, it might not feel different.
And that's the
For those players, I think it feels a little bit different.
Well, guess what? You can take that approach all day. I'm telling you what a player thinking. Big Jeff, he ain't no new one.
No.
And he's a leader.
And I agree with you on that.
He's a leader. Guess
I agree with you on that.
Guess who else he is? Skoronski. And you know what they got? A big old bag that they help tote. And they use a truck to help tote it. You hear what I'm saying? You know who else ain't? Cam. You want me to keep going? J.C. Latham.
Yes.
The core group of these guys. Yeah, you can name all these new people. Calvin really ain't new.
It's true.
Alec Ayuman ain't new.
That's true.
DK ain't new. Gunnar Helm ain't new. Like, you can name all these new people that came in here on the defense, offense, it on special teams, it don't matter. Guess what's in the fabric of your clothes? You can change it until you change the way you play. I still smell it. Stench.
I get that.
It ain't changing.
I'm going to give them the whole season to evaluate. I am not going to give up on what they could be this year if they stumble out of the gates week 1 against another team saying the exact same thing
That team garbage,
on the other
man.
side.
That team garbage, Will. I don't care. I don't care how you save this. I don't care what kind of candles you put on it. I don't care what kind of icing you put on it. That Jets team, and they heard it from me,
is garbage. And you know who you compare it to? This team. And I don't want to be in that realm.
I don't either.
You're not going to compare me to them.
And
guess what? You can do something about it. What can you do about it? Week 1, hit him in their mouth.
Through 18.
Now, week 1, you hit the trash team in his mouth. Oscar the Grouch, boop. No more Sesame Street for you, big boy. This big bird land, and I'm the biggest bird. You know what I'm talking about? Any way you want to put it. We can make it where kindergartens can understand it. We can make it where the greatest of the great intellectuals can understand it. You can't beat me. That's what I'm telling you. Yeah, it's a whole season. Absolutely. That's called a body of work. But you got to start by putting your name on the test. And you're going to get your name
wrong. It's a big part of the body of work.
You're going to get your name wrong.
It's a big part of the body of work.
They're not even you. They're going to make you retake the test. You got to retake it. This ain't you. Where your ID don't match. You ever try to go through TSA and it don't match your whole name that's on there? You don't get to walk through that. Go through the common lane.
But no, I usually have my
Ain't no common lane over here. Unless you want that. Guess where they got that at? The bottom tier. Well, all the trash teams. Come on, Arizona. Y'all can walk in here. Las Vegas, y'all walk in with us too. Miami, y'all welcome. Yeah, all that. And guess who at the front? The Jets. Like, hey, don't forget us. We real trash. Hold on.
Raiders last year.
Yeah, like what? Come on, man. That's what I'm saying. Dog, it's a different feeling, Will. I understand what you're saying. Big, broad perspective, absolutely. Everybody know it's a long season, but it starts with this game.
Mm-hmm. It's a tone setter.
This ain't week 9.
It's absolutely a tone setter.
I would be saying the same thing in week 9 if there was 2-6. And walking into week 9 playing the Jets. This is a must win. You better win this. But guess what? You get to start with morale and build these young guys, all these new players that you're talking about, where all your fans that's supporting you ain't sitting in there on their hands, or matter of fact saying, here go my tickets. Take them. These $15 tickets.
I love that a rope was just put behind us, by the way. That way nobody can intervene on this.
That's what they doing. That's the rope for the Titans and the Jets separated. You can't be over here, buddy.
Here is where I will wrap up my side of this.
Ain't no wrap up.
No, here's where I agree with you. Here, I'm going to build a bridge here. Here's why I agree. We already got somebody in the chat. You better remember, Will always has to be right. Yeah, you're right, Mitchell. I do. Here's where I agree with you. If there is any world where they make the playoffs this year, they have to win week 1. If they're going to surprise the world, this is where I 100% agree with you. It is a must-win on the off chance that you're a playoff team in 2026. I will 100% agree with you on that.
Well, look me in my eyes. I can't even see that far. I got stigmatism in my right eye.
Here I was trying to build a bridge.
All I can see is right here what's in front of me.
I was trying to meet you halfway.
In front of me is the
I did
Jets.
my best.
So I'm going to take that beaten up Jet that we done whooped and use them parts to make the bridge. How about that? How about using them parts to make the bridge? What about that game? I want to do that. Because I'm not looking at no playoffs. And they better not be looking at no playoffs. You better take this game by game in this long season before we even talking about that. Because guess what? Your bottom tier. Your feet is in the sludge. You got maggots around your toes. You know how you go get a pedicure and they let the little fish eat up your little algae and all that little food. Yeah, you get the little nibble. Guess what you doing? You got the maggots eating on you. This hurt. You got the maggots. Yeah, no, it's different animals, man. But guess what? This is what I feel. Everybody's not to understand that either. So it's some guys that's going to stand up and talk.
I understand.
And there's some guys that's going to sit in the back of the locker room and be like,
dragged over
that's what's up, man. Yeah, I feel you. But the other one's going to be like, when you hear Savage talking, they're going to be, our dog speaking. Not the little lady that was with the Colorado Buffaloes. No, somebody that really means something.
Our logo is
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I'm proud.
This ain't Canada. It's real.
Shout out to Zell.
Sorry, Joseph.
Come on, man. I'm telling you, dog. It means something different. And if everybody don't feel like that walk in Nissan Stadium on week 1, shame on y'all. If y'all looking at week 2 and saying, you know what, bring the Eagles in, we'll wait on them, shame on you. Shame on you. Never said tighten up a little bit. Max said tighten the hell up. How you going to tighten the hell up losing to the Jets at home? Chris Johnson rolled out there. Put him in the ring of honor, and it don't mean what? Lose. Hey, listen to him. Said the same thing when the Vols lost to Kentucky at home. Oh. I went on national television and told them, y'all let that man down and y'all wrong. Y'all owe him one. Y'all owe them one.
CeeLo.
I told all of them that on national TV and called down there and told them. It means something different. Don't hang my jersey in here and we get smacked. For what? Take it down. Let's get another date. Same thing for the Jets.
That's real. We wrap up the show. Coming up next.
Wrapping up the show on Ramon and Will, Friday edition. Buck Rising is here, and there is a rope behind us to separate all of us from all of you. But still, come say hey.
I think we might need one between you and Savage right now.
No, we don't, man. That's my dog. Listen to me, man. It ain't nobody out there that can say anything about my dog, Will Lee.
You down
That's
for
my
hell.
dog. I'm headlock hood with Will Lee style. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a difference in opinion on this, and all I can speak from
It's verbal
because
spar.
I disengage from the media, sports enthusiast, sports guy talking, and just go straight player. That's all I know.
And that's why I have to represent the other side.
That's
to
cool.
be able to give the audience both
That's a
perspectives.
bad side to be on.
I'll play the role,
But
and
that's good,
sometimes it's the bad guy, and that's fine.
No, that's not no bad guy. I'm a good guy. It's just how you feel and how I feel, and it's exuded out.
That was a lot of verbal sparring.
I got a lot of the
there.
chat telling me to just go home so y'all can do the show.
No, we ain't doing no show.
I don't mind
Man,
that
we got a spot at 9:20, man. What we talking about?
One thing I don't do is host the show.
Man, you hear me? I told Yor the same thing. No, I wish I would. That's your responsibility, man.
No,
You go on.
absolutely not.
Everybody got a part they play.
But the rope, we don't need the rope. We're
No,
good.
and guess what? This is where the coach sometimes come in and be like, "Hey, man, be cool.
Go.
We got it. Like, conserve some."
I'm not the coach
You know what
either.
I'm saying?
So
I'm saying.
I'm the coach right now.
I'm saying
Hey,
as a player,
hey,
anything.
hey.
Like, he all right.
Here.
As long as he do.
Let
No,
me show the audience.
no, that's my dog, man. We ain't got we ain't got to show them nothing.
If you didn't like me, you wouldn't
feel
talk to me like
yeah,
this.
I wouldn't even. No, Will Lee. You be way
Sometimes you
across
gotta
the
be in the
room, so I
pit.
wouldn't even be on the show.
He didn't
I
talk
know.
to.
I'll be calling in.
He didn't talk to my boys like that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, like that's all I'm saying, man. Like,
man, she got.
Do you think the Tennessee tailgate show participants and me and Slay are gonna
you
be a
seen
part?
it. They seen it. All they got to do is go back 4-5 years ago, Will, when we was doing the Tennessee tailgate show. It was the same energy in there. Will would come analytical and tell us the whole setup.
That's the way this
Then
dynamic has always
I'll
worked.
look at Will, and Will be like, go, and I'm gone for about 15
Lethal Latin says, Will said a bad opinion, so it's nothing new. Brother, I got them for you Monday through Friday, 6 to 10. This weekend, Saturday night, tomorrow for Nashville SC, and Sunday for Titans Radio. Good thing is you get my bad opinion 7 days a week now, and you're going to like it.
Very true.
Guess
All
what,
right.
though? Seattle. This right here. I had Savage on our show yesterday, man, what we was looking to see. What was he, you know what I mean? What would this be? His impression walking out the locker room, what you looking to gain out of this? And he told me. And I feel the same. Like, you got to get some growth, but it's in steps. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not finna take off and do a 110-yard shuttle. Now, first we're gonna start with 5 yards.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Let's get there and see where we are.
Work up to the
Come
50.
back to the you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm gonna see on both sides of the ball. I'm special teams. I feel good, especially how Sly, how he came off
The
San Francisco. You know what I mean? But these other guys, you got a bar to meet. You know what? Now you get to see in person what championship pedigree look like. Was it 2 years ago that they came down here?
Yes.
And guess what?
Was
that
it?
was the practice. When I walked out and said, "Oh, this is gonna be tough," because it was 2-minute drill. Will Levis was the quarterback.
rope
and
back there, kids.
He threw a pick. He threw a pick out. He threw a pick on an out route, and he had DeAndre Hopkins and Calvin Ridley on one side. And he went to Mason Kinsey. And I walked away saying, "Yeah, this is gonna be tough." And them cornerbacks came down here, and they was rough. That D-line was rough. So now you get to see when you grow up. I remember when Pearl Cone, we played BA. It was before I got there. Tito Lee and them down there.
Tito.
When I say, boy, we rolled down
Serious,
Granite White,
man.
we knew it was serious going down Granite White. And guess what? They whooped them. They whooped up on us. So the speech that I didn't even know about when I got added to the team was, Coach Fitzgerald, well, we got chin straps now.
Oh.
We got beards now. We got mustaches now. It ought to be a little different. And it was, but it was set off of being beat early. So that's why I say, you know what I mean? It's small games. It's small games in them for the morale and to build you up. So you can go take on the Eagles in the rest of the season. It's much easier taking on the rest of the season coming out the gate 1-0.
He talking about chin straps like facial hair?
Yes.
Which David Gabriel George may well have one
He
too.
could have used his regular hair.
Yeah, he needed 2 chin straps.
Yeah.
Hey, did you
Yeah.
see him? What you think? I know you've seen the clips at least. So
No, I picked up in the second half, man. Dude, his balance is incredible.
How many texts did Joseph send you of highlights?
He
That's
actually
what I want to know.
So I muted the chat just in case. But I don't think
I don't think he sent many. I don't think.
I muted the chat.
Because I knew it was gonna go off.
I know he unbearable.
I know it was going. Oh, he did.
I know he unbearable.
Yeah, he ain't sent much. Yeah, he did. He sent the run where he lost his helmet.
There were like 6-yard runs on Twitter last night. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at this 6-yard run. Like,
man.
He's good, but I felt like I saw everything he did on Twitter.
He real good.
I know one damn thing about Lil Zeph, Lil Joe. He better have them halls and them snacks for that booth come Sunday.
Unless he gonna get fined.
No, one
gotta put a little
damn
fine jar right there.
I'm into interest.
Put a fine jar right there.
I gave him a fair warning. Will heard me tell him I'm on the like we need these halls.
I just tell him on the air too.
Yeah, and I'm telling them now. But now I know a gangster. Yeah, right. We know gangsters don't tell they gangsters.
We gonna get to see.
Not the ones we know. Well, I ain't got to tell you.
This is the energy we love from Ron Slay on a Friday.
Appreciate
you,
man. Love y'all.
You got my guy Will Lee.
Now Willie know he my dog.
Hey, Banano better get ready.
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
Back at it Monday morning, 6 a.m. reacting to Titans and Seahawks. The Buck Rising Show is next.
You see me get them kids behind the rope right here.
Come on, about here.
Hey, y'all know how we do on Fridays, man. Even if you're having a verbal sparring with your partner, call them, man. Reach out to your older people. It's about to get cold. This heat's still out. Check on them, man. Have a random conversation with somebody. Buy somebody a drink if you got a little extra corn, man. But y'all know what I say, man. We more alike than we are different. ELE, even if you don't believe. Peace.